Hey, what's going on, everyone? Give me a few moments here to get set up, and we will dig right into this video so we can get started. Keep you guys up to date about this Wolfonodes build on Supreme Ultra. So we will get started with this. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to join on, and we will jump right into this. Let's see who's in the chat. What's going on today, fellas? Think we may have some important updates for you guys here in a minute, and I'm going to invite some others on here in just a moment. Da 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 do da 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 da. Well, let's see. Who do we have online currently? Oh, we got about 3 viewers. Okay. Man, it's been a real pain in the butt past couple of weeks. Been trying to get everything going again on my computer. Made a few adjustments, and then I had some driver issues that I needed to fix. So, okay, wow. Wow. So, well, I'll discuss that a little bit later, but it looks like Retropie added a kill switch, which is something I mentioned back in January and February, and people thought I was making something up when I posted it. But that's how it goes. So I'm reaching out to everybody in most of these. Da, 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 da. I should probably start playing some music. What's going on, Damaso? Oh, speaking of which, Damaso, let me go ahead and send you the invite. But before I really get into my video review for Wolfonoz, we have some house cleaning to take care of today. I'm sure you guys can appreciate it. So I am going to send out invite for the homies, and then we will get right into it. Okay. All right. All right, we got 9 people watching. Thanks everybody for joining. And where the hell is my video? Tune back to my channel. I want to see what's going on. Okay. All right. So we only got a couple people watching right now. All right. So before I get fully into my review and talk to all of you kind folk and let you guys know what's going on right now with Retropie, and before we talk about, I was actually going to mention this during Damaso's review because I do have his 500 gigabyte image downloaded, and so Damaso, did you get that invite? I know he usually gets busy, so I'm not sure if he's able to join. Oh wow. Yeah, today's going to be lit. So let me go ahead and invite a few guests on. As you guys know who Wolfanoz is. And let me see who is this kind fellow. What's going on, guys? You-
What's up, man?
All right, give me a few moments. I got a little rant I need to do about a video. Well, before my video, and then we will get into all the dirty news that we just discovered. I was trying to wait for a few more people to jump on. Let me share this link with RetroPie Official first. I mean, not RetroPie Official, but the Supreme Group. Da-da-da. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I was doing really good until I had a bunch of driver issues I had to fix.
Yeah, I was doing good too, and I booted up my image earlier and
Oh Lord, yep.
got all sorts of madness going on, and we figured it out.
Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we figured it out.
Okay, was it what we thought it was, or an accident?
No, it's not an accident. I can tell you that.
Okay, well, hold on to that. So, but let me right now. And who's Mr. Puddin? Who's the special guest down there? Man, I know who it's not. So,
I think I know who Mr. Pudding is just by his little avatar.
all right, guys. So, thank you guys for joining the channel. Let's go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about Wolfanoz's 1TB image today. So, let's get into this video review. Let's see how to play this. Oh, let me see. My video's not playing. Oh, I gotta add it, delete it.
It's all good, man.
Well, you can hear me, but they can't. So. All right, so apparently my video doesn't want to play for Wolfonodes, his intro video. Here, let me see if I can add it to this screen.
Jeez, even that doesn't like me today.
Oh, man. Let's see if I can play his video from here. Nope, doesn't.
They blocked that too, did they?
Shit, man. I tell you, it's been a day over here, man. Trust me. It's definitely been a day. All right, screw it. So I guess we won't be going forward with the intro video for Wolfonodes right now.
That's fine, man. That's fine.
Okay, so today's news. Before I get into my video review of the Wolfanoz image, there's definitely some things that I wanted to discuss pertaining to Retropie images. So this wasn't something I really wanted to talk about, but I thought it was important because I honestly thought it was common sense for all of you guys out there. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So just quite recently, I downloaded actually three RetroPie builds. I was going to do a review on all of them. So the first one we're looking at here is the Virtual Man Retro Bliss image. This particular image, if you can see down here, is registering at, I think I said it was 488 gigabytes. I believe it is.
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah, so this one is coming in at, let me see, is this 512? I believe it says 458 gigabytes here. But I believe when I pulled up a file, it said, you know what? I don't think this is it. Was it this one, Wolfanoz? The one he made that's like 500 and something gigabytes?
The 512?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Retro Bliss? Okay. Let me see what the actual file size of it is.
463.
Yeah, so the actual file size is 463. So the other day I actually went on Best Buy online and ordered a Samsung Evo. You guys know the cards I love, the Samsung Evo. It's a 512. And that 512 card, I believe, holds 477 gigabytes. So I went to load and burn the Virtual Man image. And even though I believe it actually comes in at about 480 or so. And it's disappointing because, typically when us image makers make an image, you either have it in 32, 64, 128, 400, or 512. So you're making an image that typically fits the card. You don't make an image with usually some weird denomination or number. Now, as you guys all know, if we go back 20 years or so ago, I know I could tell you I first started burning CDs back in the late 90s when we really had that kind of format to make our own music and stuff. And so obviously, it was brand new. It was a brand new technology where you could burn your own music to CDs and everything. And I filled up the CD. And because I filled up the CD too much, the CD drive wasn't able to add the table of contents so it could be read on other CD players. Okay. That was a rookie mistake. Obviously, we were brand new to the technology because you need to leave enough room for the cache and the table of contents to be read. So fast forward, this is 2020. And what I'm looking at now is I see certain images that are so big. People claim that they'll fit on a particular card, but they fail to keep in mind the specific file size that that actual drive can actually hold. So here I have my Samsung Magician. This is my hard drive. This is a 1 terabyte Samsung 970 Evo. And this particular drive holds up to 931 gigabytes out of 1 terabyte. So that's how much usable space you actually have. Now, none of this stuff is brand new to you guys. So if you scroll down, I also have a 250 gig hard drive. Available space is 232. You also have my Samsung Evo SSD, 500 gigabytes is 465 available storage. And make a long story short, here's the one thing I want to point out. I don't understand why people consistently make images and they push it past the point of what the actual storage device can actually hold. I looked at Damaso's image. I believe he has a 512 image, but his image is actually about 300 and something. And then Wolfonoz, I talked to him. Obviously, you guys see that it's a 931 gigabyte. I'm sorry, 931. Yeah, that 931 terabyte. I'm sorry, 931 gigabyte image. But he pushed it to the limit of. Let's see here. He pushed it to the limit of, I believe, was it 913. 913. So anytime you're making an image or you're making something for the public, you want to make sure that you have a barrier or a margin
5% or
on
more.
Yeah, and it's actually 7% according to the SanDisk website. You want to make sure that you leave enough room between the actual file size, what the drive can read, and what you're actually trying to store for. Now, this is something I was looking at, and then eventually I talked to Wolfonoz about it, and he did it absolutely right. So it just amazes me how I see this Virtual Man build is 400. It was like actually 480 gigabytes or whatever. And then what happens is you guys have to run out and buy all these memory cards and find out what actually fits. And that shouldn't be. You guys shouldn't be in a position where you're spending $100 or whatever trying to find out what actually fits because somebody tells you it's 512 or 500, but they didn't actually look at the allocated file size of what that drive can actually hold. So personally, that's just irresponsible, and that's just things that should be avoided in the future. So what I'm going to do today, because the Wolfonoz image is brand new, I'm going to burn it because it's not going to take that long. I have a Samsung T7 drive. So Wolfonoz, Dr. Pudding, if you guys just want to talk to about a few minutes about some of the updates that's going on with Retropie right now while we go ahead and get your image booted up.
Okay, so I'm going to break it to the people here. There's something in regards to Retropie that was added in 4.7.1. So what happens is when you boot up your Pi for the first time, when you have it connected via Ethernet, you'll get an error message saying that permissions and such, and I think memory split basically need to be checked because there's an error and it won't boot into your Pi. So therefore you need to shut your Pi down, remove the Ethernet cable, try rebooting, and then it should boot right into the image. This is prior to adding that bash RC file that Arcade Punks had alluded to that will have you correctly report to Supreme Team's online tool. That was something that that was looked over that had to be added after, but that's a fix and it's easily fixable. But the facts are that Retropie did something or flicked a switch or added something because we see a new folder there in regards to admin and basically trying to. It basically says if you have a loaded build, don't boot. That's basically what's going on right now, and we verified it because we unplugged it. Both Supreme and I unplugged it. We booted up and it booted fine without the Ethernet cable in my image. So what we did was we plugged it back in after the image booted, then rebooted, and it'll say loaded build, and it'll just go into a continual boot loop, and then you have to shut your system down the hard way. So yeah, they added something. I don't know if it's aimed at other builds that use Retropie. Not sure. Like for instance, Supreme, the underlying base is Retropie, but Supreme adds a lot of platforms and scripts and everything that's useful to people. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like they just don't like it. So they're finding a way to say, okay, if it's, act like it's a loaded build, don't boot. That's what's going on right now. And that's a fact. I can prove it. I can do a video on it even if I want, but.
Right. Definitely. So as of right now, apparently the biggest battle that we've been facing, there's a lot of talk that goes on in the community you guys aren't aware of, is that there's been this potential thing to somehow lock or prevent loaded builds from going forward. And so those are some of the dodges and stuff that we've been trying to face here. But now Wolfonoz is experiencing that. So right now, I guess.
Yeah, I thought something was wrong with my build. And I'm like, I know for a fact I imaged this thing twice. Mm-hmm. That's four and a half hours of imaging to two separate drives. And I tested two separate drives that I have in two separate caddies, and they both booted fine. This is yesterday, and they played fine. And today, like when I went to turn my build on just to play games, it gave me that error message, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" So I asked Supreme. I said, "What's the deal? What's going on? You doing anything?" No, I didn't. And then he booted his and got the same error message, and he's got his own build. So something is definitely going on.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at it. So right now, it's like what it calls a state of emergency or panic for everybody. But
right,
I think the best advice right now is just if you're booting up your build,
unplug
make sure you unplug it from the internet. So just burn a build, be done with it, be happy with it. So that apparently that's what's going on right now. One of the other things, I didn't actually think it was going to take me this long. I am using a Samsung T7 to burn the 1 terabyte build. So apparently it's going to take 2 hours and 5 minutes.
That's about right.
Oh, well. Yeah, I wish I'd known that. I would have probably started a little bit earlier. I thought it'd be a little bit faster.
It's all right, man. It's worth it.
Yeah, because I'll be on here forever, guys, so I'm not going anywhere. So we'll check it out. But I know that it only takes 1 minute and 37 seconds or 28 seconds to burn a 28 gigabyte image, which is pretty fast.
It's doing it pretty fast, though. I mean, it is doing it fast. Look at it. It's doing 120 megabytes a second.
Yeah. So how long did it take you?
About 2 hours and 10 minutes on mine.
And you're using a T7 as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Damaso, I sent you an invite. Why don't you jump in here?
That's a good question. Right now, you won't be able to.
Right. So apparently, because everything's going over the network, you may not be able to add games to an image.
Yep.
If what we're finding out is true.
Oh, it's true. I thought I did something wrong. Like, I'm like, oh shit, did I just send out something that nobody's gonna be able to use? And yep. I'm like, I imaged it twice today, just because. Or actually, once. I imaged it once because I'm like, okay, it's broken. And I got the same error message. And I'm like, something's going on. So I asked Dirty Supreme, they basically to boot his and see if he was getting it because he uses his own build. Right. And sure enough, he was getting the same error. So Yeah, it's definitely something they added on their end to either prevent others from using their base unless it's the official base, or basically to say, yeah, you can't add ROMs to it, and which defeats the purpose of having RetroPie. So I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I don't know if there's a tally in there somewhere to say if it's got over this many ROMs, don't boot, or basically to say if it's not the official RetroPie and there's no other shit added to it, then don't boot. So I'm not sure if it could be either one of those.
Well, we're taking a look at it. I think Dr. Pudding just joined in.
Can you hear me now?
Here's Dr. Pudding.
You're here now, man.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened there. My mic wasn't working. I was talking to myself for the longest time. I'm like, you're interrupting me. What the heck? And then I'm like, oh, can I hear myself?
Right.
But yeah, so I experienced in the same issue as well. I went out all day today, came home, got a bunch of messages saying, hey, what's going on with the Ultra? I'm like, because I was a testing group, right? So they all have it. And they're all sending me screenshots. I'm like, okay, something's wrong. Maybe they did something stupid, right? They're testers, right? So how I got a message from Wolfonodes, and I'm like, okay, he's sending me one, then there's something going on. I boot up my Pi. Surprise, surprise, emulation station has crashed. What do you mean crashed? It was working last night. How does an image go from working when you turn it off and in the morning it doesn't work?
I'm sorry, I gotta laugh at it because I knew overnight. I played it all last night.
Yeah, same here.
And I was like, okay, it works great. I'm happy. And I wake up today, go ahead and boot it up, and I got the same error message that Dirty got, and that's why I told him about it, and I'm like, yeah, there's a problem.
I was like, thank God I was the only one that got the error, because I was like, what the fuck did my hard drive get corrupt? Did my
right?
Did I step on something I wasn't supposed
to?
But
like I said to Keo, they either added something to say, okay, if you're using a base or some stuff alongside RetroPie, act like it's a loaded build, or if there's like a certain amount of let's say like over a certain amount of ROMs, then don't boot it. It's a loaded build.
But yeah, because the message word for word, it says here, I'm gonna read it out to everybody. It says,
can you show a screenshot of it?
There's a few in the chat, I believe. Or actually, my icon is actually the error.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could bring up the chat queue on another screen or something, and then drag it over.
Okay, so
don't show our names though, obviously.
No, right. Obviously not. So what I'm going to do is I'll just download it and then drag it over.
Yeah, because that shows exactly what the problem is, or it says that's what the problem is, but it's a lock.
Yeah, because I'll read it out anyways. It says emulation station crashed. If this is your first boot of RetroPie, make sure you are using the correct image for your system. Obviously, it's the right one because it worked last night. Check your ROM file / folder permissions, and if running on a Raspberry Pi, make sure your GPU split is set high enough, and or switch back to using the Carbon theme. For more help, please use the RetroPie form and error.
All right, so there it is there, guys. So there's the error we're getting if you're using, what is it, the non-official base?
Yep.
And what drives me nuts is there's spelling mistakes like crazy. Like emulation station doesn't have a space between it, man.
Yeah, something's definitely going on.
So let me zoom in on this. There you guys go.
See, mine's a little bit different now. I just rebooted. Now there's a thing that says error.
Yeah, so if you plug it in, like Keo, like for instance, when you plug it in, if you don't plug it in and it boots, and then you plug it in and reboot, it'll say loaded image, and then it'll keep boot looping. It'll say like for a split few seconds up in the left-hand corner, loaded image, and then it'll keep boot looping.
Here, Keo, I'm gonna send you a better picture of what it says now, so you can actually get it. This is what I'm getting now. I just rebooted now.
Okay. You getting a new message?
Yeah. Now it says error at the very end. So I don't know. It just says error with little star.
either they're testing something or they fully flicked the switch to
Flick a switch.
basically to like say if it's not official RetroPie, act like it's a loaded build or whatever.
Did you get the new image?
Wow. Let me check.
Yeah, now it says error at the very end of it. It says error, the little star.
Yep.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I'm downloading it.
So freaking strange, man.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, this error is actually well known in the forum. So it's like it almost makes you think that it's actually a bug.
No, it's an actual error. That is an actual. I've had that problem before because I didn't set the GPU the split right once, and I got that same message. But it was like correct spelling, number one. Like forum was spelled correctly,
Could
and
they
everything
have
else.
been hacked or something?
Yep,
No,
they had to be off. I don't see them. Why would they do this to themselves? Is my question. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because what's funny, like I said, I burnt an image 4.6.6, and I plugged the internet in. It works fine.
Either they got hacked and something's wrong, or they just flicked a switch. It's one of the two. There's no in betweens in it.
So here's the new image that they're referring to. If this is your first boot of RetroPie, make sure you are using the correct image for your system, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Check your ROM file folder permissions, and if running on Raspberry Pi, make sure your GPU split is set high enough and/or switch back to using Carbon thing.
Yeah, so we checked all that.
You checked all that? For more help, please.
And it also says error now. Like, what the heck?
They got hacked, and you notice the spelling's correct now. See how it says forums says FORRUM now? It was FORM before.
And then and then permissions, and it was like an M or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of misspellings in there. So I'm assuming they got hacked or something happened. But either way, this is kind of insidious, man, because they're looking at your IP and saying, okay, what does it have loaded items in it?
Well, basically, I mean, really, it's an invasion of privacy because you're scanning somebody's personal computer, single board computer, saying what's on there, tell us what's on there, and if somebody's using something we're not approving, then disable it.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
I'm rebooting again.
Now, what I'm looking at is the GPU split. That tells me maybe they're looking for people modding or increasing the GPU to increase performance. So it's probably looking at that.
That's technically, you know how you set it to 512 or 256 in the config.txt? That's an actual error. You're seeing an actual error screen here. But they're using it for something else.
Hey, Wolfanoz, you busy? I just rebooted my Pi with the cord plugged in. I don't have the error no more. This is like my 5th time rebooting, and now it's gone.
Like it boots right in?
Yeah, now it boots right in.
Let me hang on. I'm gonna drop my mic for a minute. I'm gonna go check it. Hang on.
All right. Maybe somebody got wind we were talking about it right now, and they decided to correct it.
No, see what I think it is. It actually might be an issue with just the way the online tool works. Maybe it's glitching something. Like there's I don't know. Like I'm not technical with that stuff.
Wow.
But the bash script that was sent, right? It's the fix for the online toolkit to apply updates. You know how there's the Pi apps. You can go to and download Pi apps, or there's Pi Kiss where it has the auto updater kind of shit. Maybe that's what's causing the issue.
Okay.
You know what I mean, right? Because it has an auto update. Once it loads up, go to the Pixel desktop, and there's an application there called Pi Apps, and it auto updates.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's just that I don't understand why such an I mean, we use this to play retro games. This shouldn't be a Windows error. We load these things up to play Super Nintendo and Genesis, arcade, call it a day. Why so much of the security permissions issues just to enjoy our favorite pastime?
Man, you should have burnt this a long time ago, man. It's gonna take 2 hours.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll be online. I mean, I had no idea it was going to take this long. I figured maybe at least an hour, maybe,
Dude, man,
hours.
1 terabyte.
Yeah. But it's all good. I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
You're gonna stream for 2 hours?
Of course.
Yeah,
Other people do it. Shoot.
they just sit there and talk about the PlayStation. You should rename your your live video to PlayStation 5 discussion, and then sit there like you're gonna try to order one online.
Yeah, like who was that one dude streaming or whatever, asking for a bunch of likes, and all he was doing was talking about how he didn't get his PlayStation 5 at Kohl's, or he didn't get it at Best Buy, and then he had a reservation over at Kohl's, and then they canceled that.
Yeah, he's that's been a pattern of the past few weeks now with all these,
Hey, I'm talking to another Supreme guy here, and this actually might not be a RetroPie issue, sadly enough.
Okay.
There's remember how Pi apps and PiKiss was installed, right?
All right.
They have an auto updater that auto updates. And because RetroPie has an auto start as well, they're battling against each other.
Oh boy.
So what's happening is PiKiss or Pi apps pushed an update for maybe one of their applications, and once it applied, it gave us an issue there and then for a bit. And now that the update's done, it's fixed. And I would explain it because Pi apps is a graphical application, because that'd be the explanation. That's what they're telling me right now. I'm reading like I'm talking to them right now live, and that's what they're telling me. They're saying that's what's causing the issue.
Okay.
I'm looking up it right now because I'm very confused because I'm not having an issue now. I rebooted like 7 times now.
But the way I still look at it is, even though, let's say if that's an issue or if that is what's really going on, I personally don't think that should happen. I mean, where something like this is still causing everybody to freeze.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's like a Windows computer, man. When you have too many auto start applications running, your Windows computer won't start, or it takes a very long time. So you can't blame.
You guys there?
Yeah,
we're still here.
Yeah, it booted in. It booted in. I don't know. Something happened on their end.
Okay.
Something happened on their end because it boots in fine now.
Still freaky, man. I mean,
yeah, it is.
To see that, I mean, that just really still says that's still, to me, that's still a security issue.
Yep.
I don't care what anybody says. That's still a security issue. I mean,
I don't think it's a security issue, man. That's just the too many things updating at once issue. That's what that tells me.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now is I'm actually uninstalling Pi apps and PiKiss right now from the build, just to see what happens.
Why would there be misspellings and everything in that same
I have no clue. Maybe it's
because that's the same screen, dude. You know,
the one from online, like the actual live picture online.
Yeah, like the actual error message that you get from RetroPie has the actual correct spellings in it, though. You know what I mean? So I don't know why.
Look at the top. It says emulation stay on. There's no T.
Yeah, in form.
That's manually done.
In form at the bottom is FORUM.
Yeah.
Where do you see in form? I don't see it.
Form at the bottom, where it says RetroPie form. It's supposed to be FORUM.
Yeah.
At the last line.
Oh, form. Okay, I thought it said RetroPie form. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, this looks like something that was recently manually.
They got hacked, dude. They got hacked or something. I don't know. That's my guess.
I'm checking. I'm looking at all these auto updaters.
Let me see if this one's installed right now.
That's the actual error screen right there.
Is this the one from your computer or your Pi?
Yeah.
He had the same exact error message that I had that had the misspellings in it, though.
Yeah, dude. I took a screenshot. Same as Wolfonoz. That's why I shared it for right away.
Do me 5. From what I've seen on the RetroPie forums, they can't fix the basic problems with RetroPie, like they can't fix bloody control mapping. Yep. So they either something happened on the inside or somebody's playing games with them. is my guess.
Yeah, it better not be fucking Supreme playing games.
Yeah, that's Magnus has it. That's exactly what I thought too when I saw the misspelled letters. Yep.
Well,
I don't know, man. Yeah, thanks, Kyle. It's just aggravating because you sit there and it's like, okay, what did I do wrong?
yep.
You go, what did I do wrong? Because I literally spent hours and hours and hours trying to make sure everything
But
works.
know what's funny though? It's not really an issue anyways, because like this is what gets me bothered. So if it was an attack, I'm just trying to get an idea, right? If it was an attack on builders, let's just say if it was an attack on builders, if you unplug your internet cord, it would still not work. The second time, it would delete all your ROMs.
Right.
That's what I would think, but nothing was deleted.
Right.
So it's I'm kind of on the boat, like what is this? Because,
yeah, I think they got hacked again. I think Magnus has it spot on with that. I think they got hacked again.
Retropie or RetroArch?
Retropie. I think you meant Retropie. Yeah. Or no, he's right. RetroArch did. So I'm wondering if that maybe got seeped into Retropie somehow.
Oh yeah, the RetroArch got hacked, right?
Yep.
Right.
When did that happen? That was a while ago, right?
Oh, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah, that was like 3 months ago.
Yep. So.
Well, like I said, I just think that there shouldn't be such a way
yeah,
to
it's insidious, dude. Yeah, you shouldn't be insidious like this as far as, because people are going to think they actually have a problem with their Pi and they don't, number one.
Well, and
two,
that was the other, right.
Your privacy is going to go out the window. It's already gone out the window, really. So.
Yeah, because like even now, like I didn't even want to post on the pages like there's something going on with Retropie because you never want to call some type of false alarm. But when you're experiencing things like this, guys, just to let you know, this is stuff that we typically see when trying to make an image or make updates. Oh, here's an update. Oh, we got this error message. Is this affecting everything? Or are we going to waste our time making an image or working on a build? So that way you guys don't have to experience something like this. And then, so this is the stuff we've seen, or you would typically see when trying to make a new image or build. New things come up, and you as the, I would say, consumer or user, we don't want you guys coming back complaining, thinking it was something we did, and we're trying to find out the source of it.
Yeah, we're having the same problems.
So imagine Wolfanoz, he's been working on this for 10 months. And he's uploaded this. He uploaded it. Arcade Punks has it. They have to re-upload it. They have additional servers. They have to test it, make sure it's working. And then all of a sudden,
I'm talking to a few people now to figure out what's going on here because this is just odd.
Yeah, so and then in order to download Wolfanoz's new image, which is 1 terabyte, you need to make sure you have at least 2 terabytes of space free. You can't have 2 drives that are half and half. So you need to have a terabyte free for the initial download. And then you need to have another terabyte free for the expansion of the files,
right?
Or with the extraction of the files, rather. And so,
or you just extract it to another drive. I mean, you can do that too, but.
Well, true, but yeah, still in totality, you still need at least 2 terabytes. But all of that is still additional work. And then you see this mess pop up.
Yep. Well, that was my concern. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want people to waste their fucking bandwidth and their,
Yep,
and their time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this was, I know for me, this was about a 5-hour download. So imagine you guys going through a 5-hour download, depending on
some it'll be a week.
Yeah.
I mean, with the internet they have, some it'll be a week or more. You know. But I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. I put a lot into it. But the fact is, people don't want to waste their time or their money or their bandwidth downloading something as big as that and not having it work. Makes no sense.
So true.
Or just using it as a media library.
Yeah. Well, I just know things like this is odd. So, but just to let you guys know, we are on top of it. Make sure we got you guys taken care of, so things like this doesn't happen in the future. And I know the image for me right now is still burning. It's about 2 hours and 8 minutes left, but I'm at 19%. So I don't know if that timer is accurate because I don't see this being done in the next 2 hours and it's already at 19%.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But
I won't say it live. I'll tell you guys after the show.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, it has nothing to do with the build that you're displaying now.
Oh, well, I still have a clue.
I'm just no, it's kind of fucking funny as hell.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Why? What's up?
They're just telling me to right now they're saying I'm talking to the Supreme team and they're telling me to basically uninstall any auto updating application like Pi apps,
Oh, Jesus.
and then they're like, can you run this application on your computer and then just see what the traffic is, blah blah blah. I'm running it and they're like, oopsie doopsie.
Is it what? Has something happened with that? Is that why we had that issue?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, dude, man, the Supreme team would never do shit like that, man.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not asking to be, I'm just, wondering if they were playing around with something happened. It happens.
Yeah, because all I know, they were trying to fix the online toolkit for you, right?
Yeah.
So I had an idea how to fix it. So I provided that information, and then the fix was applied and added. Now it obviously works now because you have that. You don't even need to include that script no more. That file. The user doesn't need to add that in no more. I just thought I'd let you know that, Wolfonoz.
Yeah.
So that bash RC file you included.
Yeah.
The user doesn't need to add that.
Well, it's just a preemptive measure, just in case,
Right.
Yeah, because I'm just reading. I'm just reading all these notes.
All right, fellas. So for those of you guys who were on Arcade Punks yesterday and probably the day before, hey, look, Damaso joined. Hold on, let's go ahead and add him in here.
What's up, Brian?
Damaso, you there?
The one, the only, Damaso.
Your neighbor.
Let me see here. Damaso, you there?
You there?
So a few of you guys were asking on Arcade Punks, what is the best drive to use? And if you want my opinion, if you guys have watched all of my videos, if you guys have any questions about Supreme, the Supreme Ultra, you can watch all the different variations and everything that I've discussed on my channel dating back for the past several months. And if you guys want to use this without any problems, I highly suggest using a Samsung SSD. I don't even suggest using a standard SD card. I have not tested this with 1 terabyte PNY drives or WD. I'm sure those will probably work, but I can only vouch for stuff I've actually tested and the speeds. And the reason why this is pretty much writing really fast, remember my Samsung T7 SSD is a 1000 gigabyte read and write speed. So that's why it's going through really, really fast. So if you guys do not want to write a image to an SD card, that'll probably take you all day. I would go that route.
Let's okay. An SSD is usually what
Samsung
10
T7
times the speed. Because Because I know
it's about 10 times.
Yeah.
Well, it depends because the Samsung T5 is 500 megabytes. So it depends on. So if you get the T5 Samsung, that's 500 gigabytes read.
Because I know this for sure. A 32 gigabyte SD image takes me about 40 minutes, but with an SSD, it takes me 3 minutes. So what's the math there?
Well, it depends. I mean, like I said, when I burned Supreme Ultra 28 gigabyte image just by itself, it took me 1 minute and 36 seconds. So it should be a little bit faster than the 3 minutes, and that's with a 1000 gigabyte read and write speed. So if you're using a T5, which is 500 gigabytes, then it what is it? It took me about 4 minutes, I believe it was, on a T5, and that's at 28 gigs.
Yeah.
So if I was using a Samsung T5 on this, yeah, probably 4 hours, twice. Yeah, so it takes
It's
about
about
4
right.
hours.
It's about right.
Yeah, they're on sale right now for $100. So
Yeah, it's a
just
steal,
pick
man. Get that in a
just pick up-
3.1 caddy and you're all set.
Yeah. Now
I would go 3.1 because, like I said, I had issues with various 3.0s that I have. It didn't boot to some of the 3.0s, but when I plugged it into a 3.1, the same drive, it didn't have issues. So
Damaso, you there yet?
I think he dropped off.
Right. So also too, I know that there's been still talks. I don't know why people just really need to watch the videos to try to be helpful. But again, I've used two PNY drives. The 128 gigabyte PNY drive did not work, and the 256 worked. So just because I tell you a specific drive works, please keep it. Well, obviously I know all the Samsungs work, and SanDisk work. But in regards to other models, we cannot vouch or promise you that they will work, even though they're a particular brand, because every particular brand, the drive size may have a different coding in their mechanism, in their device. So the 128 gigabyte and the 256 are different. One of them worked and one of them didn't. And so these are some of the problems that we see that are addressed on a daily basis in the groups. Yeah, Samsung T5 I think is about 80 or $50 right now.
I think Punks was compiling a list too of stuff that works. So
yeah, see, I don't have time for all that. I just rather get what works, what's affordable, and be done with it. Because there's so many different drives out there. Like, why do I want to waste my time with Samsung?
If there's one you got to pick, it's at least Samsung or SanDisk. I have not had a problem with either one of them.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, when you're buying all these cheap cards that I see recommended on other channels and stuff, and just to me that just seems like it's a detriment to the community, because all you're doing is wasting people's time. People have to ask questions, and let's just try to stick with what we know works,
right,
instead of trying to compile a list of everything that's Timbuktu. So you say get internal with enclosure. Kyle, what do you mean? What are you referring to? Wolf, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Okay, no, I'm just reading through some of the. Okay, Damaso's having connections right now. He's having connection problems.
Yeah. Something wacky going on with the internet tonight, man.
All right, Damaso, we'll try to join in when you can. So, yeah, those are just some of the things that we try to address, because not every memory card is the same. Not every SD card is the same. And so for those of you guys just listening in now, yeah, I went on a little rant and had to discuss the file sizes of images, because I don't understand why particular image makers are really pushing the threshold of trying to maximize or max out a SD card size, and you're not writing images according to what the file size can actually hold, what the disk can actually hold. So for example, I was looking at a 512 gigabyte image, but it was 480 gigs, but an SD card can only hold 477. So it was already really at that threshold and really pushing the margin. What is this? This Martin Sinden support? Yeah, I got it. I could take some questions on Sinden. Will there be a 512 image when it's all said and done and ironed out? Quite possibly. There may be a 512 image. I don't see why not.
A lot of people,
terabyte.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you can downsize an image on your PC using PyShrink. It's very simple to do if you have PyShrink installed. Just remove the ROMs you don't want and just burn it to a 512 gigabyte hard drive. There's no skills needed. Just remove what you don't want. And it's easy as that. If your image doesn't fit your SD card, just delete a few things and install it. Takes 2 seconds. And there's tons of videos out there to install Pi Shrink by like Mad Little Pixel, 2Play, PSP Elite Video probably has one. It's so easy to install Pi Shrink. It's not even funny. And just do that.
That's true. Yeah, I just think with a lot of people, maybe, with a lot of people who are out there, that's just a program that they're not really touching every day. Your SD card formatter, yes. WinDisk 32, yes. WinSCP, yes. But I mean, unless you're really dealing with images on a constant basis, I
But
think,
if you can use WinSCP, though, you can use Pi Shrink. Actually, you know what? Pi Shrink might be even easier than WinSCP. Because when you install WinSCP default, you can't see hidden files.
Right.
Pi Shrink, you see everything right away. There's no skills needed. You just type in a few words and press enter.
Virgil here wants to know, what are we going to do if they start censorship? Virgil, censorship pertaining to what? RetroPie images, bills? I mean,
locking images down. I assume that's what he means.
Yeah. We'll strike, man. We'll take it up with our politicians and go to Congress and fight.
The right to repair.
Mm-hmm. I'll write a letter to my local congressmen and the local senators and express my frustrations.
I want to play my content.
Basically. So Wolf, is your bill working now?
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it, man. It's gone completely.
Okay, all right, just checking.
He told me he was having the same problem booting into his. So
I'm you know what? I keep you may hear me unplugging and plugging. I'm plugging and plugging. I'm plugging and plugging. I keep doing that with the Pi.
So someone asked me, can I show excuse me, can I show a picture of the drive that I use? So let me pull it up here. And this no. Is this it here? Yeah, so this is the drive that I use right here. I think it was Magnus who asked me. So
yep.
this is the drive that I use here. Is a Samsung T7 USB 3.2. So this is using the latest USB drivers. As you guys know, USB went from 3.0, 3.1 to 3.2. But 3.1 and 3.2 are pretty much the same. I mean, 3.1 and 3.0 are pretty much the same. So you can get this at Best Buy right now. A 2 terabyte is $249. So these are the ones that I recommend. And these are all reasonable. So this is a 500 gigabyte for $79. You can get a Samsung T5 1 terabyte for about $80, I believe, last time I checked. And you don't need this one. This is the one that has the fingerprint ID on it. So you really don't need that. You're just paying extra money for it. I was actually going to get it, but I'm glad I didn't. So it just would have been a waste of money. So yeah, this is the one that I use, and this is the one that I recommend. And you will have your RetroPie builds loading a lot faster. So I did a video. I was actually planning for you guys, showing the different boot times between different drives, the SSD, the SD, and a USB drive. So this one booted up in a few minutes. So it auto expanded in just a few minutes. The SD card, it took me about 5 or 10 minutes for it to fully reboot and expand. Using the USB drive, it took me a couple of minutes.
Okay, I rebooted it again another 5 times, no issue.
All right, cool.
I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah, something happened in the mix somewhere, or something happened to the effect of, I don't know, something on their end that somebody interjected, and that's caused the problem.
All right, so here's a Samsung T5 1 terabyte, Office Depot 129, Best Buy. No, that's not it. A T5 1 terabyte at Best Buy is $129 right now. That's kind of strange, and that's another thing I noticed on Amazon. during their, what was it, Prime Day or whatever it was, Prime Week. The T5s were more expensive than the T7s in some cases, so that's something else to keep in mind. Oh, and if any of you guys want to take a look at any of the drives that I personally recommend, if you look at this video or any of my previous videos, all of the stuff that I use is in the description. So that's pretty much what's going on. But I'm glad we got to the bottom of that list or that issue. So of what's going on with the bills. Really hope that was a false alarm and not something permanent. And I hope we don't see it again anytime
Yeah,
soon.
that was kind of freaky.
Mm-hmm. Wolfonoz, I think somebody has it out for you, man. Somebody doesn't want your name getting out there in your work.
Yeah, whatever. Too late. I think I have an idea of who it might be, but
Right. So anyway,
hey, man,
you
still got about over an hour. So
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, man. I'll be right here.
Let's talk how broken Call of Duty is.
Oh wow.
yeah, you can talk all night on that one.
So I
Server
finished playing the
disconnected.
campaign for Black Ops, Call of Duty, what is it, Cold War, and I don't think I could really enjoy the cutscenes because the game kept freezing and glitching. Um, I don't know if any of you guys have seen that, but I was freezing when I was playing or going through the cut screens, and then you had the audio, but the video would freeze, and then all of a sudden it would just kind of fast forward itself. And I know a couple of times I was sitting on my dashboard, on my Xbox dashboard, and my Xbox just shut off and powered off by itself. Ain't no problem, Kyle. You're welcome. But other than that, I had a really good experience playing the game. I didn't have any problems with that. I just wish the story mode was a little bit longer, even though I do know that there are alternate endings, that things you can do in the game that can give you adverse effects and affect the storyline. But can you adjust his volume a tad? Wolfanoz is loud compared to the other two. Yeah, let me move my mic a little closer. Yeah, I'm definitely hyped for Cyberpunk. I can't wait for that to come out. I may get that on PC. I'm not sure, but the only problem is I want to play that on a 3080 RTX, and I haven't got my hands on one. And the ones I've seen on Amazon right now are about $1,200. So I can wait. I mean, I do have my 2080 currently installed still, so that won't be an issue. You know, a few months ago, I think Cyberpunk or Nvidia, they had a sale, not a sale, but they had a drawing for a special edition RTX 2080 that was a Cyberpunk edition. Unfortunately, I didn't get that. You know, I entered a few friends in, none of us won. That would have been pretty cool to get that edition. Hey, Kyle, no problem, man. You're welcome. I love doing the waterproof and stuff. People always get freaked out by that. I love posting that. Yeah, and the saltwater one was I had that in saltwater for about 3 weeks, but I will be doing a follow-up video on waterproofing because people will ask me questions of why I do it. So I think I'll go ahead and answer that question for everybody.
You gonna be doing more upsetting the neighbor videos, or
Oh heck yeah, dude! Last night was crazy. So I got a special gift yesterday. Had a special delivery. Man, the
Okay,
whole neighborhood
Keo.
rocked. What's up?
In short, that issue won't happen again. We'll explain to you after the chat ends. It was something to do with an application called I can't remember what it's called again. It's installed by default. It was installed by default. If they thought it would be convenient, it just caused a glitch with the GPU shit. So it's not gonna happen. So no one needs to worry about it. It's not RetroPie. It's not Supreme. It's not RetroArch. It's none of that. It's just an application glitch.
Okay.
So if you what I recommend is when someone installs it to go to the desktop and uninstall Pi apps, uninstall it.
Uninstall Pi apps.
Yeah, Pi apps, and then reinstall it.
Is there anything on their forum about that causing the issue, even if you're just using a desktop build and nothing to do?
No. It's just it was just an edited version installed. It wasn't the actual.
Why would it bring up a permissions error? However, though,
It's
like
hard
a
it's hard to
GPU
explain. Like,
permissions error. Yeah.
I don't really know, but as soon as you uninstall it, it's fine. You put it back on, the error comes back.
Okay. Doomy, my favorite N64 game is WWF No Mercy. I loved 4-player games. In fact, I love multiplayer games, and I wish the newer consoles adapted that and had more multiplayer games where you could play at home instead of just online, because I have a lot of friends and family members that come over on the holidays. And so having family over, we used to sit there and just beat up on each other playing games like Dead or Alive, and then, of course, the wrestling games. So, but I would say WWF No Mercy and WCW versus NWO The Revenge
Yep.
are my two favorite N64 games because they had so much replay value on that.
Yeah, definitely Revenge, man. That one, I can remember working at a video store, and that thing was never in. It was always out, was late, never came back. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so another game that I had was Duke Nukem 64, but the only problem with Duke Nukem 64 was it was really fun playing multiplayer, but only if you kept turning the codes on, and you can only turn the codes on. You have to pause the game every time somebody got killed, so that wasn't too fun. But it was
man.
a pretty fun game.
Can't get rid of this shit now. I'm getting fucking frustrated. Oh shit! I'm not on mute. Trying to remove something here and I can't remove it. It keeps saying you do not have root permission, but I'm signed in as root.
Right. So for those of you guys just joining, I'm loading up the build on a Samsung T7. So you see how fast it's taking
this
me?
will be done by
35%.
tomorrow.
Well, whatever. But yeah, those are I love games with replay value. I had to stop buying games that I stopped investing my money in a lot of games that only had a single player storyline, and then it was pretty much a one and done. So one of the games that I did love that I pretty much kept the longest that was a one player game was Devil May Cry. I think it was 4. Devil May Cry 4. That was the first one with Nero, and love the game, love the graphics, but I mean, once you were done with the storyline, I mean, that game was weird. You go all the way to the end, and then you had to come back, and then you had to fight the boss. I mean, there was really no uniqueness about that game. I mean, you already knew the levels. I mean, you take this path through the city, whatever it was, and then you get to the main boss, and then you come back the same way you came, so, yeah. So a 1 terabyte ultra image with send-in and Vulkan support, right? Yes, that is correct.
What's your GPU thing set at, Keo, for your Venom theme? How high do you have it set?
On the theme, you mean for the theme itself?
Yeah, you have it. Your emulation station.
Shoot, I forgot. Honestly, I can't remember. I'd have to take a look. It wasn't even halfway. It was less. It's probably about like a third of, probably a quarter of the way. It wasn't even halfway.
When you
So
say your GPU memory split higher, what does it take away from exactly? What's the splitting between exactly?
you mean the GPU on the Pi? You mean when you can select how much video memory you want? I
Yeah,
usually
like
never. I
I
usually
know in short what it does. Like I know it's splitting the memory, GPU allocation, right? But where is it? What's it all pulling from?
You know what? Personally, I just leave mine stock. I don't even mess with it because I really haven't seen too much of a difference where it has improved emulation at all. I mean, I know some guys have done some things with that, to get Killer Instinct to run, but I've raised mine to about like maybe 650 or so. I played around with it, and then I overclocked my Pi to about 2 gigahertz. But even at that, I still haven't seen a big improvement enough to say, adjust it. So
Yeah, true. I'm just trying to
I mean, I
read
know
on
that
the.
helps with the video display and the video memory in terms of getting graphical performances, but I mean, for me, if you have a Pi and you feel the need to really overclock a lot of stuff, uh, I just don't see the need for it. I mean, I think the Pi 4 can pretty much handle enough as it is, even when running at a stock setting.
It does get rid of some of the extra like hiccups and hitching, though. I've noticed that with some games that just don't run full blast. If you do a slight overclock, it'll iron most of that out. So, especially some of the arcade,
Which games and which systems are you referring to?
like just Killer Instinct, for example, arcade, it runs a little bit better with a little more overclock.
Okay.
And some N64 runs a lot better now, but it's still like Cruising USA still like slags a little bit in some areas, but it's mostly playable.
Somebody asked, does this build come with an SD card? No, it does not. It's all digital, man. But yeah, so
I'm guessing that's Jason.
yeah, Soldier Boy console. Does this build come with SD cards? I can't find on eBay. But yeah, pretty much. I really don't mess with the overclocking settings. I mean, I'll probably turn it up to about 1700 just to get out of stock.
Yeah.
Because I do have a decent case on there, but
Woo!
I haven't seen anything that said, "Hey, like here's a miracle. I overclocked and turned up my GPU, and here
Mine's
we
at
go."
1750. It in the toolkit, you can easily put that to 1750 with a good case and cooling solutions.
You should try dipping it in ice and see what happens.
Yeah, mineral oil.
But if you guys have a Pi 4, you're pretty fine with just as it is and pretty much running stock. The only thing I would suggest, I do know I have a new theme coming out with mines, and obviously we'll see if Wolfonoz has it, where you need to adjust some of the settings in emulation as far as the memory to get better performance with the themes. But other than that, you shouldn't have a problem.
Nah, it's already set for all that.
Yeah. But I know there was only one theme in the past I had graphical issues with. That was the Soda Pop theme that Hersey made some time ago. And so I did a video on that when I did my first memory card video explaining what are the differences between lower memory cards and higher performing. And that's when I first saw it, when I was just going through the menu screen and saw how laggy it was and going through some of the other menus, even using different themes. But that's where I first started noticing the performance differences between the memory cards. And then, of course, you can see it like going from a SanDisk Ultra or an Extreme to one of those cheap memory cards. So,
Come on, why is this not working?
I'm using a fur clay so overclock to cook my bacon in the morning. Oh, that would be perfect.
I was expecting that from Soldier Boy consoles.
Yeah, Soldier Boy, I'm not really on eBay, so I don't sell or anything on there. Using a flirt case or overclock, yeah. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I just I would really refrain from overclocking and just use it as I can. I haven't seen any noticeable differences. Um, well, I'll save that for my Pi 400 review because I have been playing around with that. I do have the Pi 400 and I have been testing some of the video memories, but I can tell you the Pi 400 does run a little bit better, run the YouTube videos a little bit better than what we've seen from Supreme OS and also the desktop, the 64-bit OS that Supreme has, and then also the Raspberry Pi Foundation, their original uh, operating system. So it is running a lot better than what you guys have seen previously on the Pi 400.
Fuck, man. Why is everything fucking broken, man? Games coming out are broken. Like a lot of games are broken. Now we have this broken and fucking. Uh,
What are you talking? Oh, which game are you talking about? You talking about Call of Duty still?
everything, man. Even that wrestling game was broken, and there was a game on Steam just recently released that was pretty new that got broken.
Yeah, I know. Let me see what I have here. Let me see what we have here. Are you talking about the Retromania game, or are you talking about
Oh
that
fuck!
WWF, the WWE game that came out recently?
A lot, both probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm tired of it. I've seen a number of videos or games broken, and I think somebody else has also said it that it's like we're beta testers now while they try to fix some of these issues.
There was an update though for Call of Duty that came out yesterday that fixed some bugs,
Hmm.
but the campaign one is still there. And supposedly there's a zombie mode for Black Ops Cold War that if you got to a certain round, the game just glitched because it didn't even have a roster for that high of a round.
Yeah, I saw that. I think some guy was trying to set some record or whatever, and then it glitched out on him, and then he crashed. And
Yeah,
he
the
was
roster
soloing the
didn't
whole
go that
thing.
high. People breaking records all the time.
Yeah. But did you guys play or run into any of the zombies during the campaign mode?
Not that I noticed.
Yeah, so there's a level. Just letting you guys know, this is a spoiler alert for those of you guys who haven't finished playing the Black Ops campaign. So it's like the third or second to last level. You get is after the Cuba mission, and they're trying to revive you, and they're using some type of psychoanalyst treatment on you to revive you or get you to remember certain things, and it takes you back. You're having a memory flashback of the Vietnam War, right? And so if you go straight ahead all the way to the right, and if you don't go in the tunnel, there's if you go all the way to the right, there's another tunnel, and there's a ladder you can go down where you go into the ground and you're deep in a cave somewhere, and that's where the zombies are. So you can see that in the campaign.
Hmm, that's neat. I haven't got that far yet. I got frustrated too many times as the fucking thing kept. Every time you would go through a character, they would freeze in that position. I was like, whoa, what the heck? One level I was going through, I bumped into one of the characters and they floated. I was like, whoa, what?
So
What the heck? When I buy an eBay build, it's always broken. And the seller said I can get free help online.
oh wow. Yeah, that sounds like the going story. Hey, MM, thanks, man. Thanks for watching our stuff, man. Really appreciate the viewership and the support.
Started streaming 74 minutes ago,
Thanks, man.
and let's see, what did he say? Anyways, I'm out. Thanks for everything.
Wolfonodes, what did you put on this bill, man? It tells me I'm at 45%, and I
Well,
was
I took
running it
V-Man's
about
packs and I put them on. No, I'm kidding.
half.
Um,
All right,
no,
thanks,
I
Dylan.
added.
See you later.
I had it pretty much the original arcade set that was there. I refined it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all your PC, all your consoles, all your main consoles are there.
Right.
A lot of
But why is it?
a lot more of the a lot more of what you love because I use different format files like CHD and CSO files.
That's not what
Right.
Loverboy said.
It's not what your mother said either.
Hey, Wolfonoz, how much are you paying me for this review, man? Because we know some other reviewers out there get paid to do Retropie reviews.
Wolfanoz Loverboy is paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason.
That is a true story. There are some people out there in the community get paid.
Level 1 Online's paying for it. He's the bitch.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah, where is Level 1? Is he online tonight?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Oh, I guess he's enjoying his time before he gets locked up. Oh, this loading time is ridiculous, Keel. You should do this earlier, man.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. And then number two, we had some other important business to discuss. I mean, it's like somebody's trying to take Wolf's legs out every time.
No, nothing was targeted at him, man.
Yeah.
You sure about
that? Okay, there's a few people. Like when you share something, it's incredible, right? And then something comes out with something completely broken, it does better than yours. That's just fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And then you have these weird people joining chats and groups saying, "Oh, I played this and I played that, and it doesn't work. You got to customize this file and this file." And then you ask them, "Well, let me see yours," and they go, "Let me get back to you."
Well, is that guy still texting you, by the way?
Yeah, he is.
You know, I found it pretty strange. I find it pretty strange.
I told you, man. He's your lover boy.
Yeah.
I find it pretty strange somebody was already saying your build didn't work and it just came out yet. I mean, there's no way he downloaded it last night in the amount of time frame, but somebody was already
he doesn't know how to port from Pi 3 to Pi 4. I mean, and he claims that he makes better images. I'm like, if you're going to make an image, put it out there. Let's see it. You know?
Right.
But
and then he sends you a link of Virtual Man's build.
Yeah, okay.
But I just thought that was pretty strange, though. Somebody was commenting that, you know, every time Wolfonoz puts out an image, and I mean, this one he couldn't have downloaded it. I mean, it took me 5 hours to download.
I can't remember the guy's name. It starts with an S.
It's Stefan something. He's from Belgium.
Yeah. That's the name.
Hey, Moeller, thanks for the support, man. We really appreciate it. All the Wolfonoz Supreme image. Sweet.
Because what I get told all the time, people's favorite image is that Wolfonoz Pro image. That's like the number one go-to image for them right now. That 256, I believe it is, right? Like everybody.
Yeah, there's that. And the 256.
That's the one. If I ask anybody, like that video that came out, that kind of made me weird. It was made by Drew Talks. It said top 3 Pi 3 images, and it had which
hey, be right back, guys. I'm gonna step away for a second.
What's really crazy about that is the 3 people that were in that video are all buddies, right? Which is really strange, right? Virtual Man, DZ, and the other guy. They all using the same base basically, and they all were in the top 3 when your Pi 3 build for the Pi 3 Wolfonoz was the most downloaded image at that time.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know, man. All I do is just know what I like and work on it. So, I mean...
But no, explain that to me, though. You're even Arcade Punk said it, right? It was the most downloaded build. They even had posts made about it, like, "Oh, must download this."
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm happy people enjoy it.
Yeah, even
I'm not gonna bump my chest and act like, you know, I'm the only one doing this, but there are plenty doing it. It's just I do my best to make sure everything works.
See, everybody in chat knows about it, man. Just the Supreme Pro, your Supreme image one you made, the 256 is one of the top images, and there's no showcase of it, which is just blows my mind away. But as soon as what's his name pushes an image out, it's like,
That's
oh
the
my God.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. There's this build.
If you got to
But-
self-promote, it's like it's almost like hip-hop albums. Everybody screams their name throughout the album, and they have to like keep mentioning themselves. It's the same thing. So,
like, I have no disrespect to any builders. Like, personally, myself, I don't use any of them. I think they're all great, but when you go out there and you deliberately say, "Oh, I'm the best,"
yeah.
then there's an issue, right? Like, there's a big issue.
Or people have to pick apart your work, and there's a problem with it. Yeah, there's going to be problems with everything. Nobody's perfect. So that's my point.
Why did you forget that one fucking game, dude?
Oh my God, Panty Raider 5000 isn't on the image. It's horrible. It's like, okay, whatever.
You only have 10 themes installed. You should have 20.
Well, I think what would actually help though is when image makers are putting out an image is tell us what is the purpose behind it. So, for example, when I put out Supreme 1-Up, the whole object of it was to have an arcade only image, but the focus was mainly the arcade 1-Up community. So, like, if you're putting out another image, like, hey, what is this? You say a light gun image. This is going to be light gun games. Like, what is the central theme? Because I think that kind of helps gives people an idea. And then the other thing is too, like, if you're an image maker or if somebody's doing a review on an image, you need to have a conversation with either the builder or the image maker to understand what exactly is making it tick. Because reason why I don't review a lot of images that everybody puts out is because if I don't have a fond understanding of what it was they were trying to accomplish or what's loaded, I can't really tell you what it is. I mean, I could tell you what games are on there and stuff, but I've watched reviews where somebody tried to do a comparison between one build and another, and the other build had a 64-bit OS running in the background. So you can't even compare the two images when something is far advanced than something else simply because of added features, and it wasn't even covered.
Yeah, I also seen a few videos. People were comparing a Pi 3 image with a Pi 4 image, and I'm sitting here like when the Pi 4 first came out, right? Like, oh, this image so slow, it's glitchy. And it was a Pi 4 image, okay? And then they're showing case in the latest and greatest Pi 3 image. It's like, holy shit, look how fast this image is. It's like, holy dude. It's
well, as Dr. Pudding knows, it takes a lot of work to just to, put the platforms in and to get, the scripts and the platforms and all that. That's work. Just to get games working individually is work. If you want them, they work. Getting right emulator, getting it, getting the controls to work with the game properly. It's just everything is it's work.
Then you have someone compare a Pi PC image compared to a thing and saying, "Oh, N64 runs full speed on this image, but it's a fucking PC build." Like, what are you doing? Right. Why are you comparing those two together?
Right. Quick thing, really quick. If you guys, pay attention to the screen. I know we're not just going to sit here and talk, give you guys something to look at. If you guys are interested in downloading the new Wolfanoz 1TB Pi 4 image, you head on over to Arcade Punks, and then you go down to front end downloads, and then you go to your Pi 4 images, and
you get a click add.
Why did you click it? That's a good deal.
Let's see. They added newest first. And you go to newest first, and then there you'll find it there at the top.
You might want to go to info first, Keo, because it's got all the stuff that people need to do to update their Pi if they haven't yet.
Icons on the right hand side. Those look really flashy and awesome. I want to see what that's all about. Oh man, no, really, man.
So we'll click on NFO here, and there's some additional information on what you guys need to do to get your build up to date or running. And then, of course, you have all this documentation here, everything that Wolfonoz has done to the image, everything he's customized. So it's all pretty nicely worded out.
How long is the image being seeded for is the question to that.
Who knows? Because he seeded my Launchbox build for about 3 months. So...
Is that still being seeded, though, or what?
No, that's out on Usenet now. It's like in full-on Usenet.
Yeah, because
But let me ask you this: can that be found? Your 3 terabyte bill that could be found like on another torrent site. It doesn't have to come to our cable.
You can find it probably out there in the ether somewhere. I'm guessing it's out there in Usenet. Usenet is pretty much what everybody used prior to the internet launching it big. I mean, that's what I mean, that hosts all sorts of files.
So yeah, this is the website you go to. This is the link. We'll just back up once, and this is where you download the 1 terabyte bill right there. You can either select NZP or torrent. And that torrent, I think the average download speed right now on the torrent is probably about 20 megabytes. So it's going to take you a few hours. Some of you, maybe a full week. So
full week, yeah.
And if any of you are looking for like Supreme V2 or some of the other RetroPie 3B Plus images,
Supreme
you
Ultra
just go
is
down
not even
to
out yet.
date added, oldest first, and then you can find some of the older RetroPie images.
Yeah, Kyle Regan, you need to add. It's basically 1 terabyte you need on the drive, then another terabyte to extract, either if on the same drive or onto another drive, obviously.
I don't know if this still works, but you can actually burn a zip file to an SSD using Etcher.
Yep.
You don't even need to unzip it. Can you do that with it in packs, or that doesn't work? I've never tried it. I've never had it in packs, but all the images I have, I
That's a good question.
I've never tested that. I do know if it's a single file, you can, no problem. Like if you zip an image and you burn it to an SSD or a SD card, it works perfectly fine.
That's a good question. I would probably try it on something a little bit smaller. Nothing. No, that's a 1 terabyte though.
No, it works. It just I don't know if it works with like multiple packages. Like you have to highlight them all and like burn it to the card, or can you group them up into one? Like I don't know how it was broken up into. Like can you combine one SCP file or not an SCP file? Can you combine the files?
I'm not exactly sure. I've never tried it.
What controller are you using, Keo?
On my Pies?
Yeah.
I use a Microsoft controller.
Okay. So with like for Redream or whatever, you may have to like reconfigure your controls.
Yeah, that'll be a problem. I got the keyboard plugged in.
Yeah, I'm just warning people ahead of time. You might have to reconfigure controls here and there, but that's normal.
Well, it's weird.
That's not normal. What are you talking about?
It doesn't work out of the box. It sucks. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Well, the thing is, the controller I'm using is a Microsoft controller, but it reads as a Microsoft and not like an Xbox.
Yeah, I use a PS3 clone, and it's fine.
Okay. Because I know if you use an official Xbox controller, then it'll work automatically with Redream. So it's already mapped out.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I'm rebooting the Pi one last time, and I have no issues, so everything looks to be fixed. I just rebooted just to make sure. Okay. You guys may hear my TV in the background resetting.
Well, that's cool. Just wanted to make sure everybody was aware and abreast of what's going on instantly.
Nothing's going on. Everything's fixed.
Could you imagine everybody's shock is to plug their Pies in and then say, "Oh my God, all my stuff is gone," or people out there reselling bills all of a sudden and
ain't gonna look good for Supreme either.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it look good for Supreme?
Because you're cutting your legs out from under you if it doesn't work. I mean, or they're gonna make you look bad if it's RetroPie.
Yeah, all that work for nothing, right? Holy moly. I'm just here thinking, right? Like, could you imagine one day imagine on Christmas Day you boot up your Pi and you boot up first time and all your media gets deleted.
Yeah, it would suck.
Holy shit, man.
They put in a remove root command.
That's just a little bit on the harsh side there.
Oh, it's possible though.
Yeah, that like that'd be too much.
If loaded build, remove root. You know.
But what bothers me is that folder is still there, though, man.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I find that strange.
Like, that's nothing that was added afterwards. That folder's always been there, and it activates when it sees something. Like, that's legit,
Yep.
right? And if you read what it says, if you actually open it, we should actually get Keo to open it up and read it out, what it says. Like, it's spooky, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the new era.
If it sees any wording in there, Wolfonodes, it just removes all the media. Yo,
Yep.
Keo, you still there?
No, I think he had to step away.
Of course.
But obviously, it needs to connect to the mothership to it basically say, okay, if it's a loaded build, then turn it off. You know, or don't boot. Right.
Yeah, but the thing, which is weird though, is it didn't say don't boot. It just said emulation station crashed.
Yeah, it's using a different screen to say it's broken. But that's the facts are, it's basically saying it's a loaded build, don't boot it. Just using a different screen to say it's not the actual case, though. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. To me, I'm glad it's not doing that no more. Because man, dude, my fucking, you told me that you had the error too. I'm like, oh shit, man. Because it spooked me, man. It spooked me. Like I was like, oh, that works.
Was somebody
man.
doing something with a toolkit, or was it just what you call it, something with Retropie?
It has nothing to do with Retropie at all. It has something to do with two applications loading up at the same time using GPU memory.
Huh.
Because what happens is basically what's happening is they're fighting for resources, so it causes it to crash, and it doesn't pull the errors from.
Was that from an update, or was it trying to update that? I guess is my question.
No. So what happens is there's every error that's out there has a backup, and because you can't just copy and paste the error, and they're duplicated, right? Like so.
But why would their screen have like different spelling and everything? That doesn't make sense to me.
Duplicates, just someone copying and pasting the same error message and just didn't spell it correctly. So it actually was that error. It actually is a GPU error. It's just that the error that came out is just a duplicate, to my knowledge.
Huh.
Because if you go into the backup folder, it's actually in there. They're all in there. There's like 20 different errors.
It's under Retropie scripts.
Yeah, I believe it's under scripts, and then it's like whatever the folder is, and it's just a bunch of different text files in there with a bunch of different errors.
Huh.
And you can completely remove them, and they all have issues. Like
we don't know, Molar Medic. We really don't know. We're trying to figure that out.
Please set the timer for an hour and 20 minutes.
Holy moly, this thing's taking forever, Keo.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
All right, watch his boot up and get that same screen.
Oh fuck, dude.
I hope not.
Well, that will be the answer to it all, then, right? You know what I mean?
Well, that's just it. That's just it. I imaged mine twice today because of this error, and it was like, okay, something's up. My bad burn, whatever. And so I tried it again, same error, and I'm like, okay. And then I unplugged it, and then it booted in. So I'm like, yeah, there's a problem with something online. So,
or your controller.
It wasn't the controller, because it booted up fine with the controller before.
Because I do know that Level 1 Online made a video saying you have to unplug everything. Remember that, Keo?
Which one?
Level 1 Online made a video saying you have to unplug everything. He was showcasing Virtual Man's build, or Damaso's build, and you have to unplug everything for it to boot up.
Which base is that?
I do not know. It sure isn't.
Wait, I think that one, that was Supreme Pro.
No, I think that was his own, man. Didn't have all those features, man.
Are you
And he had
talking
this.
about the one level 1 and the Mossel worked on together?
Yeah, I think so. That one.
Because if that's the case, yeah, that was a older version of what 4.3 RetroPie.
Yeah. See, and that had the issue too.
Okay.
I'm serious. It had the issue as well, man. If you don't like, you can actually message, level 1 online and ask him. He had to unplug everything: his controllers, his keyboard, his internet cord, everything. He even had the internet cord unplugged, but his keyboard plugged in. And it was still giving him the error. And then he unplugged
Right.
everything, and it booted up fine. So that doesn't make any sense.
Well, like Wolfanoz was saying, I think it's invasive too. If you can't just download something and use it, and it has to go through a bunch of stuff to verify whatever. Like, what do you need to verify for if somebody is just adding on games? And then, not to mention too, suppose somebody uses this strictly as a desktop feature, and they put personal information on there. Like, what's being sent back and forth?
The thing is, though, no matter what you do, you don't know what you're downloading. It's out there no matter what you do. Like, no matter what, man, official, unofficial, you don't know what you're downloading. You're not paying for it. It's free. Like, there's always a chance of downloading something bad or something good. It's you can download, you can spend 3-4 hours downloading an image and then burn it and it doesn't work. There's tons of them out there.
Well, yeah, especially with this. I mean,
Like that whole build that came out, that I don't know what build it was. It was like a PC build, and then as soon as you ran it, the installer didn't even install it. That retro something, it was shared on the group a few times. You couldn't even get it to load, and people spent hours and
do you remember
hours
which
just getting
bill
it.
you're talking about?
It was shared a few times on the group. I cannot remember the guy's name. It just would not load. People were complaining and bitching, and it doesn't work. Well, that's everybody's fucking bitching and complaining about everything.
Yeah, but was that Retrobad or was that
No, it was a
it was a
emulation
CoinOps or something?
station. It was just a default emulation
PC
station.
based emulation station image.
Yeah, that one that people were bitching that
Yeah.
they download it. They spent hours and you've seen it, right? The post.
Yep.
People spent hours and hours downloading it, and they wouldn't even boot.
Yeah, I know somebody else mentioned something like that. People spend time downloading something. You fill up a bunch of servers, bandwidth, let's say a 500 gigabyte image, and
I
then
can't
people
remember
get
the
it and they
guy's
come to
name,
find
man.
out
It's
it doesn't
bothering
even
me
work.
now. Like I cannot remember the guy's name.
Well,
Yeah,
how
I know.
recent was this?
I know the image you're talking about, though.
You know what? Yeah, it was a huge image. It was like fucking 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte, something like that. And it took
Yeah,
just
it was
long.
a PC based. It was a PC based image for RetroPie, basically.
And and it took like hours to download, and it just didn't work. The media was all corrupted, and wouldn't
It happens.
install.
Yeah, Muller, the only problem with trying to keep your Pi off the interwebs is you still need to access the internet to transfer ROMs.
Or your own network.
Yeah,
I mean,
your own network.
You can put. I don't know if the Wi-Fi issue, if you connected Wi-Fi, if that would still create that issue that Supreme and I were having, but plugging it in directly definitely was causing a problem, and unplugging it, it would boot right in. So it was definitely talking to the internet. I can tell you that for sure. So.
Well, what if you have your own intranet, or if you're connected directly onto your computer using your Pi without
It's
the
fine. It
public?
works. It works
Yeah, it
perfectly
works.
fine.
Okay.
It reminds me of that. What's it? Who is the Pi Wizards image? You need to have your build hooked up to the internet at all times. Basically, that builds 100% online, and that's pretty cool actually in a way, right? Because it auto updates it. Some bug happens, it fixes it. There's no issues, but then you have that stupid. Yeah, it auto pushes updates, everything. I know a lot of people don't like that. That's all online, but man, it's so convenient for people. That's what people download it for, right? They don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
An update comes out, it automatically adds it. They don't have to go to their update their emulators. Everything's done for them. They just sit back, turn their Pi on, an update will come. It updates, boom, bang, done. Then they can play their game, right?
Yeah, so Chris Liv here is Lev. I had an issue with PyKiss killing services a couple of times.
There you go. See, Pi Kiss and Pi Apps are the 2-1. See, I told you guys it was that.
Chris, tell me something. What's your experience so far with PyKiss and RetroPie? Like, have you seen this happen before with any other programs? How often does this happen with PyKiss? And what version of PyKiss were you using?
Pi Kiss doesn't actually have a version. It's just a menu that pops up. And that's what I was trying to explain to you guys. That's what Supreme told me, that it's not RetroPie. It's not their fault at all. It's just causing an issue with updating something, and then it just breaks. and then it puts like files in your recycling bin or something. I can't remember. It was like updating or something. I'm glad someone said it too. See, I don't know who this guy is. Do you guys have time to look up PyKiss issues on Google? Just type in issues, see what they say.
No, I do
Yeah,
it
I
right
don't
now.
know.
I could check it out probably later.
And all that happened is basically PyKiss, the update or whatever, loaded up one of the copied errors because they have their own. The build has its own updates copied, and it
Right.
just loaded an error. It said, "Hey, the GPU memory is being used or it's missing." It's nothing to, it's not doing anything bad. It's just saying, "Hey, it's broken. It's not loading."
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Well,
me personally, I stay away from updates because, again, like I said, I don't see the need to update anything, and all I'm doing is trying to play Nintendo or arcade games. I mean, really? I mean, unless there's something severely groundbreaking, I'm cool.
Yeah, see, I'm looking up online.
Chris says I had an update kill all my USB and network service, so I had to redo my image.
Boom,
Yeah.
right there. See?
Did that company or the maker, did they ever address that? If there was an update or what caused that issue?
I fucking told you guys. I knew it. See, information I was getting from the Supreme team, I told you they were giving me correct information. They don't play games. They were pissed off too. Because could you imagine all the time they spent building the image, man, and then being told, yeah, it doesn't boot?
Well, it definitely was talking back to something because it was trying to say, okay, if it's this base or this image or whatever, don't boot. That's what was happening. Because
yeah,
you
but it
saw
was
it
only
too. You saw it
yeah,
too.
but it was
It
only yeah, but the
it
only
said
thing
loaded image.
yes,
you know?
it did. But the thing is, though, the PyKiss installs applications that deal with that, and that's actually on their online tool that actually
Yeah.
says that. So that message you seen word for word, like I seen the way it said, like we were playing it right, and it booted up, and it kept rebooting. That exact message is in that toolkit.
Yeah, because it said loaded. Once you did get in and it booted, if you unplug the Ethernet, then you plug the Ethernet back in and then reboot with it booted. It'll say loaded image and it'll get stuck in a boot loop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I recommend people uninstall that program, the application.
How long has that program been around?
Here, I'm gonna share it in the chat. Can you copy it or what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one second. I'm just trying to find the
But
live
that's what
stream.
I want to know is how long has that program been around though?
It's been around for a while. Like Chris guys said, it kills your networking, your USB ports or something. Here it is. Did you get the link in the StreamYard?
Let's see here. Yeah,
You can open it up.
All right, what am I looking at here? Which line?
The whole thing, just open it up. It's a web page. That's the application
Yeah,
that's causing
I
this.
have it here, but a bunch of scripts.
That's the
I see
application. That's the guy. That's the creator of it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, where are the problems? Like when the forums.
It's the application. It's the application itself. The whole thing. That what you're seeing there right now is the whole problem. So when you run
Okay,
an
but what I'm
application-
asking is, are there any comments on here where people say, "Hey, this caused an error"? Where's the forums for that? Or
I'm not too sure. Let me check. Issues. I'm going to 3.
that's what I'm looking for here. So
I see. I can't install OpenVPN.
okay. Yeah, PyKiss is a pretty handy program. But again, we're just trying to figure out the source of this information. We don't know exactly where it's coming from right now, or what's going on. It was a repeatable problem. That's how I knew. Okay. So PyKiss has been around since 2013. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see PyKiss saying that there's a loaded image or whatever though. That's a bunch of tools and scripts. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I don't see anything on the forums where people were saying they're having problems logging in or anything, or we had previous issues.
I'm looking right now to find the forums. I'm not too familiar with
Okay.
So
fellas, for those of you guys just tuning in, just want to make sure I repeat myself here. I'm using WinDisk 32 imager with the Samsung T7 SSD. It's an external SSD with the 1000 gigabyte read and write speed. And so this is how long it's taken me to burn Wolfanoz's 1 terabyte image. Now, if you were using an SD card, this will probably take you 12 hours.
Easy.
Yeah, this will probably take you 12 hours. If you were using a T5 drive, it will probably take you about 4 hours. But I've been live streaming now for about a good hour, 47 minutes. And I think I started this probably about 10 minutes after. So as you can see, I have about 20% more to go, or 22% more to go. So, and honestly, I'm glad I did it this way, because sometimes I like to get away from the editing session and show people the raw experience, that things that we go through and things that they would eventually go through when they start burning images and running into problems. So if we have any problems here, by the time I boot this up, I'm definitely here to troubleshoot it and let you guys know if I'm having any problems, so you guys can see it firsthand. And if you guys have questions as it regards to that, then we could deal with it right on the spot. But I shouldn't have any issues. And if you guys have any questions or any ideas about what type of drives you should use, please reference my other videos. I have it in the description of all the drives that I use. Most of them will be either SanDisk Extremes or Ultras, or Samsung Evos and Samsung SSDs.
Or if you need fireworks to annoy the neighbors 4 blocks away.
Yeah, of course.
He's good at that. Man, he's good at that too.
Man, that stuff I lit last night, man, it rocked the house. I mean, people were yelling. I think this lady was cussing at
I heard her
for hours. Yeah. But, you know, I wish that the camera could have picked it up, man, because she was going off on somebody. The dogs were barking. I don't know if she was mad because I lit it or somebody else.
I heard her say motherfucker a few times.
That was a blast, you know. And I know I got a bunch of friends on the East Coast who live out in more rural areas, and they can't experience stuff like that because, you know, their properties, you probably get 2 miles of property in each direction, or your closest neighbors like a mile away, so they don't get that full effect as you would.
Oh, I could set that off where I'm originally from, and no one would give a shit because it's in the middle of the woods.
Nobody would even hear it. Like, oh, what's that? You know.
Yep, animals will run. That's about it.
But it was definitely Disneyland over here. It was really nice, man. It had lots of color, sparkles.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It was smoke. So that was a high tier show.
Yeah, that was a one-shot show, man.
Yeah.
It went over and over and over again, eh?
Oh yeah. But I got
you should have set 3 off at once.
Well, see, what I do is I keep the really good stuff in my personal stash. So those are the ones I set off every blue moon when I'm really feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the other ones, no. I don't set off 3 of those at a time. Not unless I got an extra case or so. Keo, you said Arcade Punks has a list of known SSDs that will
Yes.
boot to Pi. I would go off my list because I've actually tested the ones that I
Yeah.
know of, and I've done videos on it, and I've been harping on this for the past several months. So
My rule of thumb personally is anything Samsung high tier, SanDisk high tier, or Crucial high tier. That's basically the 3 I have right now, and I don't have any issue with it. I also got a 3.1 caddy just to rule out issues with 3.0s, because some 3.0s work, some don't, some do, some don't. So
yep. Yeah, so I would also stick with PNY and also WD, and maybe some other drives. But guys, please stay away from those cheap brands. If you're going out
yeah,
buying a 512 card and it's like $20, I mean, come on, do the math. Wolf, I can't understand, why do people push these cheap SD cards and these cheap
because they don't want to
storage
spend a
cards?
lot of money on all this stuff. They don't. I get it, but if you want quality and you want reliability, that's something you're going to have to pay for. I mean, that goes for us, just micro SD cards.
Well, the thing
You
for
know?
me too is like my 512 card, right? I got it from Best Buy. It took a couple of days. Sometimes that takes 4 days. It could take 5 days. So here you guys are downloading an image, and then you're waiting for your card to come in the mail to burn something, and then it may not work. And then you have to return it. You have to send it back in the mail,
Yep.
reorder something else. So you're out of pocket, and then you're waiting for a product to show up maybe a week later. So you're going through all this hassle, ordering through Amazon, possibly having to return it. And you guys know with COVID and everything going on right now, these brick and mortar stores just really aren't around. I mean, because Best Buy right now is limited supply, and so is Target and everybody else. So you're going through this hassle of trial and error, just trying to get something to work when you could have just got something right in the first place. This isn't the time to experiment. We try to do a lot of that stuff for you guys. You don't have fries around anymore, so you now have a lack of retailers providing a number of tech products for you. Best Buy hardly has anything in stock. All right, there's no more fries really anymore. I mean, you do have a couple of stores, but they're not what they used to be. So everything now you're either getting it on Amazon or eBay for the most part, or you have to
To
order it
answer,
online.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, buddy. To answer Kyle Regan's question with Seagate and Western Digital, I'm not sure. I would assume that they would probably be fine because they're quality, usually quality.
Right.
But the three I mentioned before, Seagate, SanDisk, and Crucial have all worked for me. I don't have any of the Seagate or Western Digital SSDs, unfortunately.
Now, I did see on Arcade Punk's Facebook page, somebody was asking, would this boot from a 7200 RPM drive? The answer is no, because it doesn't supply enough power, or actually read is not fast enough to boot directly from a 7200 RPM drive. It will boot from don't forget, you can also use an M.2 drive with an
Right.
adapter. So that's something else that works too. But that's completely overkill. That is completely overkill if you guys use an M.2.
I have one. I just haven't used it yet.
Yo, Keo.
What's up?
This fucking thing plays with the what's it called here? The EEPROM. PSP video made a video about it. It plays with the EEPROM of your build, man. That's pretty freaking not good. That's just my opinion, man. Because we both know what happens if a bad EEPROM goes through.
What PyKiss does?
Yeah, I'm serious, man. Go to their fucking GitHub and read this shit. There's actually an EEPROM. You know that could do to your Pi?
Oh yeah.
I could brick it.
Let's just say you have to bring your Pi back to the store you bought it from if that fails.
You just say the drive doesn't work. I don't know what happened. I'll just take another one.
You can check. I'm not even joking. I'm on I'm on PSP. What's his name? Lee PSP video. I was video here, and I'm watching it, and I'm going through it. And he's showing an EEPROM video and something about loading the build with emulation stuff. It says something to do with standalone, Redream, Mania something.
Interesting.
Dude, you can go check
Yeah.
it. And guess look at this too, and how active it is, dude. This is only a couple hours ago, dude. These changes are made a couple hours ago, so I don't know, man. You're telling me that the time doesn't fit too well. These times are pretty freaking close to when this happened.
Yeah, like I said, I would be very careful for you guys trying to EEPROM update your
Chris,
Pi
you see
device.
that? You actually see the thing on here?
Yep.
It was updated. It was updated, today.
Yeah, I put the safe instructions on with my build on how to safely check and update your Pi
I don't know.
manually.
I don't know why it was added, why it was installed, because
What, PiKiss?
yeah, just my opinion. Because man, this.
No, you can uninstall it.
Yeah, true. But what it can do, man, like EEPROM updating, putting your playing with your auto boot stuff, and like.
Well,
So
that's
basically,
mainly if you're using the desktop too, though. So
no, this is everything, man. This installs anything. So if you install, like, let's say, an emulator, it goes through emulation station as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and all this auto start, that's auto start, normal auto start. So let's say you run the auto start for, because it even has the Dolphin installer. So let's say you
Yeah.
install Dolphin, and then it changes it to auto start the Dolphin emulator. Now your emulation station won't boot up now. So this I'm on the official PyKiss branch right now online, and it has EEPROM updates. It has everything. It's an awesome tool, man. But for a new user to touch this stuff and they don't know what they're doing or what they're clicking on.
Yeah, and see, that's why I try to keep. For those of you guys maybe new to my channel, when I do a review, there are obviously things that I'm aware of, and so when I present a product, a new piece of tech, I try to give the reason and the why. There are a lot of things that can be added to either a PC image or a PC software or a RetroPie, but the way I like to try to explain it to people is, number one, what is the full use of this? Why are you using it? What is the full purpose of it, and how often will you use it? So there are a lot of things out there you fully won't use, and I just think it best from a consumer standpoint is keep it simple, because I understand for a lot of things there's a learning curve, and if you're not going to make full use of it, then it's probably not even worth the time trying to learn it, because it's something you'll probably do it once and then totally forget about it and you won't even need it anymore. um, I'm trying to think of a good software program I can really relate that to.
No, dude, there's a lot of fucking sketchy shit on here, dude. Like, I'm just going through every little thing, man, and the GitHub is lagging, man. Like, how does that even happen?
Mm.
Dude, it's lagging. I'm on my computer right now trying to click on stuff, and it's just lagging. And I don't think it's my internet, man, because I'd be lagging in the stream.
Yeah, Kyle, that's probably the best way to go, is to get a 1 terabyte thumb drive, call it a day. But again, too, please keep in mind for anybody who's going to eventually do a review on Wolfanoz's image, or if you're just getting this build isn't, or this image isn't made for everybody. Okay. It's not made for everybody. If you're one of the 32 gigabyte hopefuls that love 32 gigabytes, obviously this isn't made for you. This is made for everybody who wants a little bit of everything, and Wolfanoz decided to go all out. So
This is made for the Wolfanoz fans.
yeah, this is made for the Wolfanoz guys.
Yeah, for PC, like some of the PC platforms, you're definitely going to need to know the old PC commands, or just go to the RetroPie page for the PC and look up the commands, like how to escape and whatnot, because that can get confusing for some of the platforms, but it's pretty simple once you determine that. Because, like, escape for one PC might not be the same, for instance, to back out.
Right.
Might be like F12 or whatever.
What are you referring to? You talking about on your image?
Yeah, just all the different PC platforms.
Okay.
Like for instance, like Atari 800 versus Atari ST and all these other different platforms.
Okay.
But yeah,
1%
that
left.
technically, if you know how to use those old PCs, then you'll know how to like back out or whatever.
Right.
But once it loads up, Keel, uninstall that fucking application, man, just to be safe.
Which application?
That PyKiss application.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take it through. I'm gonna boot it up first, see what's going on, and then go from there. Because if I run into issues, obviously everybody else is going to run into some issues too. So,
Yep.
Not always true.
well, I mean, if they don't, I mean, awesome. I mean, good thing. But I'm just going to take it through the numbers. So
What
this
a
timer was
stressful
pretty
day.
much spot on. It looked like it was going to move a little bit fast. Now it's moving faster. Now we're doing like 175 megabytes.
It fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah.
It's trucking, dude.
Oh yeah.
The timing though is really odd though on it though. It's like 1:05 and that one's like 1:53.
Yeah, it says it's an hour and 53 minutes left.
Wolfonoz, why are you sharing broken builds, man? What the heck?
No, wow.
You should talk to V-Man about that, your buddy.
Hey, don't talk to me like that.
Are you gonna block my build?
No, I'll let PyKiss do that for you.
Oh, wow.
It obviously wants to give you a kiss, right?
Yeah, F that. No thanks.
So while we have you guys on, do you guys have any questions about anything else? Just to let you guys know, I am still testing the send-in light gun with Retropie.
Yeah, I have some recommendations. I don't recommend anybody download this image because it's so broken.
No, man, yeah,
I'm
nobody's even
just kidding.
messed with this yet.
If you want to talk about broken,
Yeah, so is the base.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, I don't care what you guys say about the base. Not my base.
Hey man, you got to take a jab back if you're gonna throw a jab at me. That's
Hey,
it's the way it
not my
goes.
base. I don't care. They're both broken.
Right.
Mm.
But in all honesty, Keo has a broken build installed on his computer. So
Yeah, okay.
Man,
I'm
he's shitting on
sorry.
everybody tonight, dude.
hey, I don't
So
have a
what you're
broken
saying-
image installed on my computer.
So you're saying arcade punks have paid all that extra money for servers and stuff that blows up?
No, I'm talking about the Wolfonodes build. You know what build you have in your library there. You're
No,
showing
freaking
off.
Punk's tests shit out himself before he puts it out there. So if it's shit, he'll scrap it. Trust me, he's done it to me once.
Hey Pedro, what's going on? Yes, you can put this on an SD card, but you will not get the true performance that we recommend.
That's not what Damaso said.
Oh, so as you can see, I've been live streaming now for about 2 hours and 3 minutes. This image has been burning for about a good hour and maybe 55 minutes. So if you were using an SD card, this would probably be a 10 to 12 hour burn.
It's going to be a 10 to 12 hour job. Easy.
Yep.
Okay, there.
Even
Keo
if you're
Talk.
using the SanDisk Extreme, because the SanDisk Extreme is what 125 megabytes.
Yeah.
Read speed or read or write, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Wolfonodes, how many Virtual Man packs did you use in this build?
Your mom's.
Oh man, you guys really going at it.
I'm just kidding. Oh shit.
None.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe
you-
one. I think I
Hey.
did one. That's okay.
Hey, you should have used them all. You would have got an A.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, too, when you guys use SD cards, I'm really nervous of anything higher than 256 because when you write to the card, and let's say you need to delete it, they have a bigger issue to fail when you
Explain the
delete or
glitch.
format.
Explain the
Because if
glitch,
you
Keo.
write to a 256 or 512, like right now, I have a 512. Now I burned an image to it. I'm really nervous when I delete it, reformat it, and I need to burn another image to it again just to do a review because I don't know if it's going to. Because my first experience with RetroPie was a pain in the butt because not only was I going from learning what a Pi B to a 3B plus image was, I had to deal with the corrupted memory card. And when I was trying to write an image, my 250, no, it was 128 gigabyte memory card. It gave me 70 gigabytes on one, and then it gave me 60 or whatever on another. That's how it was partitioned. And so I spent days trying to think I was doing something wrong. Come to find out, it was the card. So I got a new card. It fixed all of that. First time I had to ever experience anything like that. So SD cards are really finicky in regards to size.
So yeah, Dirty. I basically I'm using the packs from that Stefan guy, and they're half-assed. So I don't know what else to say. Or they're half-assed because it's me, but he gave me the packs. So.
All right, guys, we're at 97%.
How many people are you guys talking to, man? I only see 3 guys here.
There's 13 people watching.
Oh, are you guys talking to the chat as well, or what?
Yeah, I am
talking to the chat.
Oh, okay. Wolfanoz and Keo, you should explain that issue. If you put too much on a over 1 terabyte, what happens?
We already did.
It doesn't allocate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did at the beginning. We talked about that, or Keo did.
We talked about that image about being over the size, but no, I'm talking about the image actually fits on the drive.
Yeah, that's what I
leave an extra 30 gigabytes or more because
you need to leave 5 to 7% of space left over. You have to make room, at least 5 to 7%.
No, but if you go around a terabyte though, it's actually a lot more because if you go around a certain number by 1 terabyte, it's actually more. It's like I would say.
Well, yeah, I couldn't use the full 930 whatever I had. I went up to 913, I think is what it was.
Even if it fits. But if you go over 1 terabyte and you go into the 2 terabyte range, the issue is no longer there.
Yep.
Which is very odd, right? It's something to do with the table, the way the hard drive.
All right, guys, we're at 97% right now, so let me get ready to switch over.
Oh, did someone just snip a line there?
He just canceled his image accidentally. Oops.
Yeah, exit.
All right, guys, I will be switching over here in just a second since we are now at 99%. We're going to get Wolfanoz's image up and running, hopefully with no problems.
Get ready to turn that error back on, man.
And I got the volume off, and there we go. All right, so I have it disconnected from the internet, so give me 1 second, and then we'll switch right on over.
Woohoo!
Yay! We've been streaming for 2 hours.
Yeah, I've been literally watching paint dry. We could have played a few games of Call of Duty and had our games crash by now.
That is so true. Hurry up, Keo. I can't wait no more. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, Cinderella's got to go to bed, Keo.
Yeah, you gonna tuck me in, guys?
Jason might.
He did already and left. $20 is $20.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, here we go.
It's like seeing the Star Wars scroll for the first time.
That actually was pretty entertaining, to be honest with you. When I was scrolling, I'm like, whoa.
Oh, yeah. I threw in like every commercial known to man. Oh, it's going to reboot, first boot.
Yep.
Expand.
Are you using an SSD key or are you using a hard drive or what, a USB stick?
Come on, man. You know I'm using that Samsung T7.
He's all about Samsung, man. So am I.
I'm both Samsung. You didn't have that brand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Phil, brother.
All right. So apologize. The
He-
volume is off.
See,
due to
I
any-
really wish that guy made more themes.
Yep, me too.
His themes are extremely originality.
I talk to him all the time. He's a good dude.
Who you guys talking about?
Phil Soodles.
He actually drew
Oh.
his own characters, man. That's his art. He actually drew those.
Yeah,
The
he
whole
draws
theme.
everything. I got like 5 of his shirts, man. He draws everything he does.
Wolfonodes
Those
went
are
old
all his
school on
drawings,
this.
man.
Nice retro. All right, I'm curious. So, Wolfonodes on the marquee, did you add any artwork or did you leave it default?
No, I added all the artwork packs in there. It's with Marquee.
But did you customize it at all, or is it just the standard stuff that would be in a marquee pack?
It's just standard stuff. I didn't get that fancy.
Okay.
What folder did you put it into? The marquee folder?
Marquee folder.
Now you guys see how fast
Oh.
this is booting up. This would probably take a good 15 to 10 minutes if you use
Easy.
an SD, and it would not be loading this fast if you were not using a Samsung T7. So
Boom.
all right, let me know where I'm supposed to see that error.
You passed it already. The error.
You already
was at the
passed
very
it. It's on when it boots. When it first boots.
Oh, I didn't even see it. So
Yeah,
You
well,
didn't even have it.
it's not there now because hopefully it's fixed.
well, because I'm Keo, so that kind of stuff doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, it doesn't happen for Keo, of course.
All right, guys. So here we go. We got arcade classics. We have the Astrocade. So this is the
You go
full
through-
review. I'm
If
sorry.
you want to go through like how many games there are for each, that's up to you. But
All right.
Where's the old
this is
game
the-
selection?
Yeah, so this is the full review of Wolfonoz 1TB. I know Arcade Punks did a video, but nobody's really looked at it yet. So this is Astrocade. We got Atari 2600. I'll just scroll through these. You guys can already see the names.
Those are level 1 online's
Jaguar
favorite
on here.
games system.
his
You guys-
favorite
you got-
platform.
Yeah,
you got
that's
Jaguar
Atari.
to run on here?
What's that?
You got Jaguar to run on here?
Yeah, it runs, but you need to overclock to get it to run a little bit better.
All right, links. I've never heard of this system. Which one is this? Atari?
That's the ST. That's the Amiga competitor.
All right. So Atomic Wave. We
Yep.
have I don't think my screen is for maybe I need to switch over to a different one so we can see how many games are in each one. Commodore 64, Fairchild. So I'll just
That's
go
the first
through-
console right there.
All
Other than the
one,
Magnavox, of
two,
course.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So Wolfonoz has 14 Daphne games out of the possible 17 or so that can run on the
Yeah.
pod. So that's really, really good. That's really good.
You forgot to add the other two.
Whatever.
We got Daphne, or I'm sorry, not Daphne, but Dreamcast.
There's 280, 270 something there, I think.
Jeez. So this right here is probably about 300 gigs just by itself. All these.
Yeah, easy.
Dreamcast games.
Easy.
With the media, artwork, everything. All right. Family computer, disk system, Game and Watch, Game Gear Hacks, Game Boy Advance Hacks, Color and Television, Cody, the Sega Mark III.
That's an awesome system. I like that.
That's
system.
that's the pre-master system.
Nice.
That is the master system basically in beta.
Again, we're the
Genesis.
beta testers, right?
What is this? Mega Drive.
That's
Oh,
Japan's Genesis, yeah.
All right. MSX, MSX2, Nintendo 64. That's level 1's favorite system right there. We got Naomi.
And Atari 2600, that's both his favorites.
Neo Geo System, Neo Geo,
CD.
NES, NES Hacks, Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Satellaview,
Super Nintendo.
Orc, Games, PC Engine, CD-ROM, PCFX, Pixel, ports. Oh, what's this power button do? I'm new to Retropie. What's that do? Is that a game?
I know, that's special.
PSP, PSP Minis, PlayStation, options. So let's take a look at the options really quick. You guys have already seen a lot of this stuff. So again, You got your send-in stuff here. Got your other stuff. You got emulation tools, Retropie tools. You got all the scripts and everything you guys need. Visual tools. This is where you can change your themes, add your
It's
music.
about a little over 27,000. I think about 24,000 games, Kyle Regan.
Well, this is new. I haven't seen this one before. Is this?
Power
is
Wizard.
this did you? This isn't standard for the other Supreme bases. Did you add?
No,
this
I
before?
added it.
Oh, so what does this do?
Basically, you can add a ROM here and there that you need, and I think he's going to make it free so you can add ROM packs.
Oh wow! So that is new to a Supreme base.
Yep.
So let's take a look really quick. We'll go to look at the system info and weather. There's about 24,000 games on here, Kyle. So as you see, the file size is 917 gigabytes.
Yep.
Use 856 gigabytes. So you have 34 gigabytes available.
So yeah,
use.
so let me explain that for a second. So there's 34 left, even though there's 917. The file system is using the remaining. It's that 5 to 7% I told you about that the
Right.
system's using. So that's the remainder left over. On top, that 34 is the remainder left over because the rest of the system, the file system's being used right now by the rest of it. So
Is this overclock?
no, not by default. So
Okay,
I don't
so-
do that because, just in case people
Yep.
don't have proper cooling or whatever.
All right, so this is pretty good because the temperature is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, 39 degrees Celsius. Typically, Retropie bills are coming in at around 45, maybe 47. So this is really good.
Is the Pi Marquee script on by default?
No.
It's off.
That I just leave that off just in case people want to turn it on if they have it, or don't have it anyway.
So these are all the Sega Saturn games. Now, do you have House of the Dead on here running with audio?
Yeah, I think it's down at the bottom. I mean, there's a little bit of static at the beginning of the game, and it does skip, but it runs. So
All right, where is House of the Dead? I don't even see it.
the House of the Dead, I think it's at the bottom.
Is it? Oh, with the T?
Yep.
Yeah. The House of the Dead. You know what? I want to try it just to see what happens.
Yeah, I got it working. Like, it didn't work at all, but I got it working, and the sound is hissy at the start, but
All right, I have the sound.
it works. I got Die Hard Arcade working too as a surprise.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Nice configs. See, these are the things that aren't covered in reviews when people typically do reviews on RetroPie images because they'll go through the list, they'll look at everything, but unless you actually know what the image maker actually did, you won't really be impressed with the work they put in because you don't know. Especially
It
a build
hisses.
this big.
It hisses right here at the start screen, Keo. But once you get past it, it's fine.
Can you guys hear it? Because let me turn my sound up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's hissing on my end right now.
yep.
Okay, so
If you play it on PC, it's fine. If it does it on the Pi, so it's got to be the audio drivers.
all right. I just want to see if there's any sound during the game.
It is. There
Okay.
is. It skips a little bit, but it's not bad.
Perfect. 24,000. Somebody keeps asking how many games are on here. It's 24,000.
A little over 24,000. Yeah.
Not too bad. And a little audio issue, not too bad. Not
Yeah.
too
I
bad.
couldn't. I tweaked that as best I could. I couldn't get it any better.
Are you using light gun right now, Keo?
No, I'm not. I'm just using my controller. So this is probably the first time you guys are watching any House of the Dead really run on the Pi 4.
Yep.
Good working fashion. Nice.
Try running it on a factory copy of RetroPie.
You can check Die Hard Arcade out
doesn't-
too. It works. That'll be the first time anywhere it's been working.
Sweet. So just to let you guys know, I did plan on doing a video on the RetroPie base, the 4.7, and I have to tell you, it was basically doo-doo. I mean, I can't even stomach looking at it. The
Keo,
official
that
base-
carbon theme is awesome, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about the theme. I'm just talking about the fact that it doesn't even have Sega Saturn and some of the other games and stuff on there. So we really need to appreciate the work the community does, like Supreme and other guys out there. to give us a look at what the device can really do. And I don't
Okay,
know.
Keo, I know this game is making you super excited, but you need to showcase everything else.
Yeah. I'll get on with it. Hey, we've already been on here 2 hours, so you know. Let me turn the sound back down. You said Die Hard?
Yep, Die Hard Arcade works. The arcade set version itself doesn't work, but the version on here works. Thank God.
Oh. Is this full speed? I would say almost pretty much. It's almost full speed.
It's close. It's not perfect, but it's close.
You know what? I think it even runs better with the bezels off.
Probably.
That's why
Well,
most
and this
people
is
don't like
prob-
bezels. But
Right, and then probably this would run better too if I had downscaled the resolution to 720p and not 1080p.
it's already 720, dude.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
I can't even tell.
I already pre-configured all that.
Okay. Save me from having to do it.
Well, it goes around the whole Mesa driver issue right now that causes the tearing.
December
So.
1st, it comes out.
Yeah, I know. And then you can upscale this image if you want to, but I left it at 720 for now.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see Die Hard the arcade. Okay.
No,
Not
I'm
full
gonna have to
speed,
give
but
it
I
a
would say
B.
Wolfonoz gave it he has it running about 90%.
Hey Google, how much time is left?
That's what only the hardware will do for now.
Yeah.
I went in and tweaked a whole bunch of config files.
12 minutes and 19 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but it's lagging. I'm gonna have to give you a B plus here.
Yeah, eat me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Are
I
you
know
guys
it
getting
looks
any
nice,
sound?
though.
I'm not
No,
hearing
I know.
anything.
Yeah, the sound's really low in this game. You got to crank it up. I don't know what it is with that, but it works.
Okay, I won't mess with it.
It does work though. You just got to turn your volume up.
How does Virtual Cop run?
Slow. It's not great, but a little. If you overclock, it's a little better.
All right.
The emulation is still not perfect with the Pi, but it's better than it was, especially with that hack that Retropie added. Oh, look out! Picking up a gun.
Oh wow, man. I used to love this game at the arcade.
The sequel's on the Dreamcast, Dynamite Cop 2.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep. Oh man, Keo slamming people's heads off the ground.
You know, I got to release my frustration.
Oh, he's beating women.
Oh man, now I'm on top of it. Yeah. Well, she wanted equal rights, so I'm gonna give it to her.
Yeah, I saw some woman was chattering at somebody today online, and she got punched because she didn't expect it because she slapped him.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. I got a broom.
Oh boy, Keo's upset.
Giving her the broom.
Mm-hmm. So it used to lock up. So obviously, let's see if it plays. So yeah, it used to freeze between here. Let me see which button I got to press. It's probably the punch button.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, kick.
Yeah, that was fun in this game. This was a quarter eater though.
Yeah, it was.
Game.
It's not 100% running, but it runs. That was tough to get working alone, but I got it working at least.
Does this even run on PC?
Yeah, it does actually.
It does. Okay. All right, we're gonna
But
quit it here because
This is what the hardware can do. So
yeah, I think this is probably the furthest you guys have ever seen on the Pi 4 or the Pi rather. All right, so we're gonna exit out. See what else this image has to offer. I'll turn the sound back down. All right, we got Scum VM, Genesis 32X, Sega, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, Sufami.
Yeah, that was the add-on for the Super Nintendo in Japan.
Okay. Steam, Super Graphics, Turbo Graphics 16, CD, Vectrix, Color.
That Sharp X6800's got a ton of games in it, and they're all high quality games too.
Okay. And then, of
And
course, you guys know Wolfonoz is an expert when it comes to collections, so he has all his collections here.
Damaso will be happy. There's Batman in there.
Yeah. So, and obviously, you guys can already find these games somewhere on the system. They're just categorized for you. So, Super Mario. So he's done a pretty good job. There's some nice artwork in here. Let's see what other themes. Let me actually go through this really quick. And for an image maker, it's really hard finding the appropriate theme for your image because not every theme has all the collections and artwork you need to really showcase a build.
Yeah, that's the crap part about some themes, man. They don't support everything.
All right. So let me go ahead and change. Got the VR. Well, let's see UI settings, and we'll go to theme. Let's do Supreme Floyd for a second here. Does Supreme Floyd support all the collections and stuff?
I think so, but that's why I picked. There's only like two different themes on there that had like pretty much everything. I try to pick the themes that use all the collections, or most of the collections, anyways. But yeah, all the regular platforms should show up.
I think the Supreme ones will be a good to go. Like Supreme Space, I know has everything.
25 minutes added to your 1-hour timer.
Okay.
You've got 32 minutes and 14 seconds to go.
Got a timer going, Keo?
Yeah, this is taking a while for it to. Let me see something. All right, there it goes. So there's the benefit of having an SSD, guys. So you see how long that took? So imagine somebody having a standard SD card. Saying it's taking too long to change, themes. That's the benefit. Okay, so here we go now. So yeah, all games, 24,717. 3DO. So we'll go through these really quickly. This is what I wanted to see. How many Atomic Waves are on here? 23. So that's pretty much the whole collection for Atomic Wave. Dreamcast, 278. Did you do anything with Cody? Did you preload anything, or is that just
No. I leave that plain because I don't know what people like and whatnot. So,
okay.
Where's Chromium?
303 games for
there's
Nintendo.
Pixel Desktop. You don't need Chromium.
So Naomi, you have the full library in here, 125.
But it's okay
games.
if the user wants Chromium back, you can get it back very easy. Just go to the online, or not the online toolkit, the Fix My Build, and just add it.
You can re-add it. It's easy.
Wolfonoz, is there anything in here you want us to recognize? I mean, because I can tell you've done a lot of work.
You've gone through a lot of it, man. Especially the Saturn, because that was a pain in the ass to get working. But I mean, Beats of Rage.
Honestly,
yeah,
what I want to see right now is the marquees, how they're set up, especially because you took the time to add all the artwork.
Go to Open Board and see if it works with the controls, Keo, to like pick a game. Because otherwise, you might have to set that up in the menu to work with a control, and it's easy to do. All you gotta do is it'll boot you into the X-Men game. You set your controls, and it sets it for every game.
Yeah, Kyle, the Steam Remote Play does work. I tested it out a few weeks ago. In fact, I was playing Gears of War Tactics on it, so it ran pretty well. The only thing I don't like about the Pi Remote Play with Steam is it's kind of hard to exit out. I mean, because you're exiting out of your personal computer and then you have it on your Retropie. But other than that, it ran really great. All right, so it is working with the controller. It's working with the joystick. So
cool.
Oh, you know what? Let me test Redream because I think that was what we wanted to kind of see if it would work.
Yeah, you might have to back out.
Yeah, let me exit out here. Where's the escape button on this thing?
Just hit start, and then yeah. You lose.
All right, so we're gonna go to Sega Dreamcast now and Redream. See what's going on.
Yeah,
with that.
the screen went split 3 ways, man. It's not
Oh.
the screen's not full. It's like split 3 ways. There you
Why
go.
did it do that? That's weird. I ain't even testing it.
I don't know. Super Nintendo CDs on there too, which is the higher quality sound and graphics that's been added to a lot of the games.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a prototype, and that's actually really neat because a lot of the music sounds a ton better in it.
Okay. So I will say that this is probably one of the largest RetroPie builds you guys have seen out there with the rarest games that I have ever seen, as far as the collections. I mean, you always see Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and some of the other ones, but Wolfonoz is bringing in something definitely different here. What am I looking for? Where's Dreamcast? Did I pass it?
Dreamcast, yeah. Yeah, for some reason the Naomi version of 18-wheeler wasn't working right, but the Dreamcast version works. I don't know what it was, but there it is.
All right, so let me pick. Let's see if any of these are working.
Oh, Metal Gear Slug 6 is there, by the way.
Is that a rare game or what?
That's the one that's been ported from a Thomas Wave.
Isn't there a bunch of new converted games now? As of this
Yeah,
week today?
I wasn't able to add the others, but I added Metal Slug 6. I sent this out, but when those other ones got added. But Metal Slug 6 is there on the Dreamcast.
You can always talk to Pie Wizard.
Yeah,
Let me see. Which game should I show? There's so many here.
I know. Most of them work, too. If not all. I went through pretty much the whole list.
So you got a huge list of Dreamcast, man.
Dude, this took 10 months, literally. I'm not kidding you.
Good Lord. All right,
One
see.
system every month.
Pretty much.
All right, let me just log in here. I just want to see if my defaulted controls will work with Redream.
Yeah, that's one thing folks might have to do is tweak their controls a little bit, but it's easy to do with the keyboard. You just hit escape with the keyboard detached.
Okay.
That's what happens with standalone emulators, though, right? So
Yep. LibRetro does everything. It's not LibRetro, so
PSP would be the same way. Because I think it's set to the...
wow, your stream didn't cut out like Quesadilla Padilla's, man.
My streaming cut out?
Yeah, every time he tries to run Dreamcast, his stream cuts out.
What is this?
Okay, let me see if it's... Okay, it is working. Perfect. I just wanted to test the game and see if the controls are working by default. Cool. All right, so some of you have asked how can you get better performance running Redream on your Pi? So this is one thing you guys can do. You can change this option here from cable to composite. And I've actually gotten better performances doing that in some cases. So that actually helps. And then also too, if you go over to video and you change your window size that and your aspect ratio, that also affects some of your performances as well. So Wolfonoz has already done this for you. He took it down to 720 by 480, which helps. And then of course he has the aspect ratio already at 4:3, so that definitely improves the performance.
Wow, you went through everything, eh? Fuck.
I don't bullshit people, man.
Well, but like I said, those are things that really aren't looked at in a review. But hey, that's why I'm here to help you out.
No, I appreciate it. Some people just go over it in 5 minutes, and it's it is what it is.
No.
We all know who we're talking about.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, some of this stuff, and mind you, we're not even looking at the build right now, guys. We're just looking at the image. If I was to look at the build, I mean, we'd be going through a track mode and everything else in the desktop. So you have to
the screensaver works now. It doesn't lock up anymore. I got that working. So
this is cool. This is cool. I haven't seen this one before on a Pi.
Yeah, it's a cool shooter. It's got that like animated cell look to it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Looks like a cell phone game.
Yeah, so if you guys want to know the name of this game, this is called. What is this called?
No, it
Yeah,
does.
it's,
Though. It really looks
it's
like
one
a
of the
cell phone
Japanese
game.
shooter imports I put on there.
Nice. So that's called
Raddergy.
Oh, Raddergy. So that's a nice little game there.
Yeah, so cell phone port.
I got your cell phone port.
Do we have any questions from the group chat? I know we're going through this. I want to make sure we pay our attention to things that.
Yeah, you could.
Before.
Metal Slug 6 works here, and it works on the Dreamcast as well.
All right, well, let's check that out.
People are going to wonder if that works.
SSD on sale on Best Buy right now, a 90. Devastra Omega, I think that's your name. Is that a which 1 terabyte Samsung SSD are you referring to? Are you talking about the T7 or the T5?
I got to think that would be the T7.
Yeah.
I got an M2 Intel that came with my 3090 card, Keo, that I haven't tried yet.
Nice. So mind you, when I got my T7 back in, what was that, May of this year? Whenever I took the picture and showed you guys, it was $209.
You need to get an enclosure for that, Wolfonodes, an enclosure for that terabyte.
Yeah, I got one. It looks like a stick of gum.
Samsung Evo 86 Evo 1 terabyte internal SATA. I think, but you would need the right cable or whatever to make it.
Don't tell
too.
Keo that. He'll be at freaking the next Best Buy tomorrow picking up a few of those.
Nah.
There's some crazy friggin' Black Friday deals going on, man.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a few, man.
I picked up brand new games today for $20 a piece at Best Buy.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Star Wars Squadrons right now is like $20.
And I definitely want to thank everybody who's been able to hang around for the past couple.
It shocked me about Nintendo too, man. How Nintendo brought in those deals too. Holy freak, man! They never drop down their games.
Probably
brand new top titles.
Gotta go with Marco, man. There you go.
So this has never been played on Redream before?
No, this is the Thomas Wave version, but the Redream version works too.
Was this the one Magnus was posting about?
Yeah.
About like the,
But this runs pretty well too. I haven't really had too many issues.
Yeah, this is running really good, man.
Man, this image is gonna sell those hard drive enclosure cases.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for my kickback from Samsung too.
And Argon, man. Those Argon.
Man, I've been preaching
case.
Samsung. My TVs are Samsung. My washer dryers.
Nah,
my refrigerators are Samsung.
I know. So most of my stuff's Samsung. You get any lag yet, Keo?
No, man. This is running perfectly fine.
Good.
And I definitely want to thank my wife, Kisses, for blessing me and taking care of me. And it was almost a year ago today. Well, almost it was after Thanksgiving where I had my car accident. She nursed me back to home.
Oh, wow, someone's
has that been a year already?
Almost. It was the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I remember when it happened when you told me.
Yeah.
That's what happens when Keo's playing on the Pi in the car driving, man.
Oh, whatever, man. She's really supportive of everything that I do. I can't say that about a lot of people. Or I know a lot of guys have that problem.
Yep.
Your wives are giving them hell. Nope, I have a peaceful house here, man.
I went through it myself, trust me.
Oh, yeah, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta hop in the tank. There you go.
All right, you guys will have fun playing this. I'm not going to spend all this time playing this fun game, but I definitely want to showcase. If you guys have any questions, let me know now since I have the image loaded because, again, there hasn't been a full showcase of this since Wolfonoz made it.
Oh, I know Killer Instinct's going to be one that everybody wants to see.
You want to see Killer Instinct? All right, let's bounce over there.
Killer
On
Instinct.
arcade.
Killer
Yeah,
Instinct.
and I'm going to
then-
preface that. I'm going to preface that it runs a lot better when you overclock it a little bit, but it's not. It runs, but it's not
It's
like
always going to be
perfect
the
run.
same games, man. There's going to be 007 and Conker's on N64, Killer Instinct in arcade, and then, you know.
What about what's the name of that one? NFL Blitz.
Arcade? No, it doesn't run in arcade great. Unfortunately, I tried like 3 different emulators, and it's same results.
Hey, DevStar, you've been really big help, man. I really appreciate that. I love it when people know their prices. And
Oh, there's over 600 PlayStation 1 games too, man.
Okay. So that's
How
pretty
many?
good because the entire library for PlayStation 1 is about 700. So
Yeah.
Wolfanoz has about 90% of the games added. So that's good. All right. Definitely running better. Run faster.
Yeah, if you overclock it, you get a little more out of it.
Oh, of course. Oh, definitely. I can see it here. There's a
If you set it to 240p, it'll probably run perfect.
Yeah, and you'll need like special glasses to play it too.
It's weird how some arcade games just take so much to, emulate. It's just crazy.
Well, it's all the extra, processes they put in. To
Yeah, but then
protect
you
it.
look at PlayStation though, and it runs smooth, and it's a lot bigger game. It just sometimes doesn't make any sense.
right.
It's the way it was developed, right? The coding and all that shit. Just like when people complain about the N64. Oh, it's such a bad
Oh,
system.
yeah. This is running a whole lot better.
Yep.
I had some guy, he kept commenting on my post when the Pi 4 came out about Killer Instinct. You like, Keo, you said Killer Instinct was going to work. He's like, it doesn't, yada, yada, yada. Well, here you go. In fact, you know what? I'm going to find that guy and I'm going to send him this link.
If you overclock it, it runs even better, man.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that. I just want to be, okay, it's a little slow, but, it's running pretty decent.
It's better than it was. Oh, he's got Kilgore going. Or Fulgore, I mean.
I love Fulgore. I love his Dragon Punch. There he goes.
This guy can be a pain sometimes to defeat if he has the combo moves on you.
Yeah, if you want, Keo, since you play fighters, you can change. Yeah, you can change that shit around so it doesn't pop up.
I fixed all that.
Yeah, the menu. I just put it in certain spots, so it might be different on other controllers.
Well, we'll let the image maker or the guy who's actually downloading this have fun with that.
It's pretty simple to change.
Oh man, Kyo, come on.
I'm gonna knock her off the roof, man. Oh no, get back over here.
Oh. There's not much stuttering, Martian. There's a little bit. It's not horrible, but like I said, if you overclock,
Couldn't hit it. Cool. Not
still
too
beat
bad.
her though.
How's the audio? Oh, you know what? My bad. Let me turn the audio on. See if there's any stuttering.
There's a little, I think, maybe.
All right, not too bad there.
See, at least you can play the game now, though, right? It's playable.
Right.
Who cares if there's a few stutters there and then, man?
If it ain't playable, man, I don't put it on, or at least, for some people, I'll put like stuff on even if it's not playable.
Come on, man. We spend $80 on Call of Duty and the shit's broken.
I know, no shit.
Right.
Thank you. Right.
So
I forgot all the moves though.
Right now, Killer Instinct runs better on the freaking Pi than the freaking Call of Duty does in the Xbox, man. Dude, it's so bad, man. Server disconnected. And then those world records all being disconnected. Oh man, if I was that guy, dude, I would have flipped out like way worse than what he showcased. He spent what, a day? How long does it get to get that far?
Yeah, there is in like between fights.
I think he was in that one guy I saw was in there for 5 hours.
Whew.
Yeah, but like I said, if you overclock, you're going to get more out of it.
Oh, of course. What's the GPU setting on this?
1500 right now, I think. But if you have good cooling and a good case, you can get it up to 1750, no issues.
Oh, I forgot it could talk.
Ouch.
Yeah, I never overclock when I put images out by default. It's always
That's
default.
smart to do, man. That's not smart to overclock. Is it?
No,
Someone
it's
doesn't
going to
have
host
cooling.
people's systems.
You can break someone's pie doing that, overclocking it too high.
Well, you know, I hate when people overclock and then they don't tell you.
Yeah, people
Or
do
they
that.
Tell you it's stock. That was notoriously bad on the Pi 3D Plus images.
Yeah, and never overclock unless, you know.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, careful. You might
What
set something.
emulator? What emulator is this on here?
2003.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. I think that's enough Killer Instinct. Let's bounce on over to something else really quick.
Yeah, everything PlayStation's there, man. Everything you can think of is there.
To make
you know what?
space, what
I wanna
games
see
did you go after?
Oops, my bad.
Good old. That was my first computer right there.
Where's PlayStation? There's something I want to test out. And it was something I
N64
was
Cruising USA.
No, not that right now. I want to see something.
007?
Where
Yeah.
is-
That's played out, man. 007's good, but
Oh wow, you actually added Fantastic Four. Nice.
Is Pepsi Man in there?
of course it is.
All right, so just so you guys have a little history, Future Cop LAPD is probably one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. When it first came out, I played it for hours upon hours upon hours because they have this mode in here called what's it called? It's called where you could battle it out. And so one of the things I was going to mention in the upcoming video I was working on is how do you know when something is being fully emulated? And so I was planning on using some sounds from this game in on our future video. And I was like, okay, I'll just turn my Pi on or whatever and grab the sounds from there. But when I went to the game mode, the sound, it's called Prince Consult. That's what it is. I went to the Pi version, and there's specific sounds that are missing from the game that are on the original version. And so my theory and my new concept is how can you say something is being fully emulated if you aren't aware of every sound and every aspect of every game from start to finish? So I just want to see if the particular sounds I'm looking for, see if Wolfonodes did a good job.
I didn't do a good job already. Come on, man.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I got Die Hard Arcade and House of the Dead mostly working. That's never been done before.
I'll give you a B plus.
Yeah, okay.
Here, hold on. I want to see if these sounds are here.
You want Kyo's PayPal, and then maybe he'll give you an A. I remember this game.
This game
Yeah, I
is
ran into this
awesome.
a few times.
I still have it. I still have this.
This
Okay, I
game
don't
and
hear-
Twisted Metal, man.
Okay, so apparently he's not saying anything because he talks a lot of trash through the entire game. The bot, he's like, "I live again," or "You're annoying," or "I will kill you," "I will find you," and then he yells and does a bunch of other stuff. So I don't hear him saying that yet. So
Oh, I get
probably
a
something-
typical B plus review then.
Yeah. No, that's a C minus, man. Audio issue.
And then of course you could turn on the codes for this game, which are the Easter eggs. Okay, so it's missing. I don't hear him saying anything. So normally by now he'll be saying something.
No, Cruising USA runs sort of like crap, but I put it there anyway. The N64 version works fine.
Well,
By the
the
way.
reason why I wanted to really bring this up is because I know people say the Mister emulates everything perfectly.
Yeah.
But again, so my thing is, if you aren't familiar with every sound of every aspect of every game, then you really won't know what's
Right.
100% or not. And the reason why I bring this game up is for this particular.
Isn't the
particular
hardest
reason.
PlayStation game to emulate Oddsworld or something like that?
Oddworld?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that's like one of the hardest games to even emulate.
All right, so I'm not getting it, but I just wanted to see. It's not.
Oh, you can always try to add it, Keo.
What, this game? Or
Yeah.
the sound? It's
Yeah.
probably the right emulator for the game, but I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I just wanted to see, what's
I
going
know
on.
what you're talking about, though.
So again, my theory is you can't say something is being perfectly emulated unless you know every sound of every video game and you've played every game from start to finish and you're aware of what should be. Because I thought this game was running perfectly when I first was playing it on the Pi 3B Plus and RetroPie, whatever. But when I played this mode, I was like, oh, it's still missing something.
It's probably missing the library, is my guess. For the that's packed in with the file.
Yeah, so you can make your own tanks and everything here.
Yeah.
Your own helicopters to guard your base. Pretty fun game. All right, we're going to bounce out. So that's just something I wanted to cover. Oh, you guys can hear it because I had the sound off anyway, but that was missing. All right, Wolfonodes, anything else you guys wanted me to check out for anybody interested in this image? Because
Yeah, give Cruising USA a look at real quick. I'm curious to see if it still plays fine. It's been a little
It could be effects too. of the guys.
N64.
Yeah, so just why didn't you just rename it to Level 1 Online's category favorites?
No, that'd be Atari too.
Yeah,
Cruising
yeah,
USA?
favorites. Because I know some themes have like
No problem, Tank.
isn't
Cruising
there a
USA?
few-
Yeah, I'm here.
There's a few themes that have like Drew Talks' logo and Mad Little Pixel's logo, and it has their favorites.
But yeah, this I actually got the emulator working a lot better. Finally, whooping. There's no sound hitching.
Oh, you know what? Let me turn the sound back up.
There's one part of the game that like slows down a little bit, but that's normal. If you like overclock, it's like hardly even noticeable. I don't know why, but
Oh man!
If you play it on PC, there's no issues at all.
no.
Is this on the parallel emulator right now?
What's that?
Is this on the parallel emulator?
It's Moopin.
Oh, this isn't parallel, so it would have run
Nope.
faster or better on parallel. Oh my god, it looks clear. Look at that.
Yeah, this first bend up here, it'll slow down a little bit, but after that, it's fine. It's weird. I think it's one of the trigger buttons.
There we go. Nice. So
Yeah, this-
why didn't you go with parallel?
Some games work better with parallel, some don't. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
how it
okay.
is.
All right.
Unfortunately, it's not a it's not a
But how
one-off
did
for
you-
everything.
How did you get it looking this crisp though on this
I
particular image?
I did a lot of stuff in the config file for Moopin.
It's a secret,
Ooh.
Keo.
I'm not trying to get any secrets. I'm just asking a
Yeah,
question.
Dirty's got enough secrets. That's why we had that error earlier.
No. Wow. Yeah, this is running pretty good. Ooh. I'm not hearing
Yeah,
any
Cruising
audio.
World and Cruising Exotica work good too. Yes, Conquer works, Dirty. You there?
Oh my god, it was good. Man, you guys don't know it. You guys need to find yourself a good wife.
Keo's too excited right now. Way too excited.
Nah, I ain't
Well,
getting married again, man. One and done for me, brother.
Well, my wife kisses, she's feeding me this chicken that she has a special recipe for while I'm playing. And so, man, I might have to cut this live stream a whole lot earlier and go give her some big kisses. Because she deserves it. Jump off this, man. That chicken is
Yeah,
good.
Dirty's gonna drop off and give level 1 kisses too.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Where'd Dirty go, man?
He's still here, isn't he?
No, I'm just here. That's it. Just me. Plain old me.
Yeah, some of these bends it slows down a little bit, but I don't know why.
Damaso's not
impressed.
here either. He was here and then he left.
Yeah, he had audio issues. So, guys, so far, I can tell you this is probably the best RetroPie 4 image I've seen since RetroPie is out. I mean, as far as the configurations, the technology, and everything has been out. And so I'm really impressed because it addresses a lot of the problems and things that we were trying to get over in a hurdle. So, I know a lot of you guys are worried about the size, but, if you're looking for a good Pi 4 performance, this is something you guys should definitely download and check out. I would get rid of some of that other previous mess you guys have had in the past, and go ahead and go with this. This is nice.
I'm trying to think of what else.
And when the updates are available, they'll be found on the online toolkit. You want to show them
Yeah,
that
you might want to
quickly?
show them, Keo, the
I'm not hooked into the internet.
Oh, you're not?
Online. Just plug it in. Just plug the cord in quickly.
No.
Nothing happens. Just plug it in and show them the online toolkit how to update.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, they may have to do that update that Punks is hosting.
No, it's fixed, man.
Oh, it is?
Fixed. It's fixed.
Is that what you were doing?
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Dude, I was pulling my hair out trying to figure out what was going on. I thought the freaking SD card broke or the hard drive broke.
Yeah, I was like, are you seeing this? That's why I asked you if you were seeing this.
Yeah, and I sent the same picture to you. I'm like, hey, what the heck's going on here?
All right, let me turn this sound down. We'll tell them what else is going on here.
And I'm sorry, but I've never seen Emulation Station with the space between it.
Yeah, and
All right,
forum.
so go to options.
Yeah.
Did you add all the versions of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like
Yep.
2 and 4, and then
Yep.
X-Men 2, 4, and 6?
Yep. Come on, man.
All right, nice.
Yeah, it's there.
Just have to ask.
Fuck.
Oh, right there.
All the questions, eh?
Well, I ask questions, man. I like to be thorough.
When I
because
say I
people-
spent 10 months on this, I spent 10 months on this.
Well, Light Gun
now,
got Keel
Wolfonoz
excited.
has 76 light gun games in here. So when you guys get my Pistolero image, there is a total of about 151 light gun games that can't work. But I will tell you that Wolfonoz already has those games in here. He probably just didn't associate it under the light gun section. Because
They're
there are a
probably
lot of
there.
Yeah, they're there. So if you guys are looking for light gun and compatibility, there's more than 76 games available. You just have to go through there and find out the names of all the compatible light gun games, because there are some Atomic Wave and Naomi games and Sega Saturn games that could
They're
fit
just fine.
under that category. All right, where's
It's up there,
options?
Keo.
I'm going. There he goes. All right. So
You passed it
Supreme
already.
Online
You passed it 4 times. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. Supreme Online Toolkit. Which one do you want me to go to?
That one.
That one, I think.
I'll get this
Crash.
installed and working. All right. So what do you want me to click on or look at?
Build updates. Actually, you can showcase the credits, eh? The credits is a nice thing to showcase too, eh?
Yeah.
And then you go to Ultra.
Oh, thanks, honey. Appreciate it. Man, this looks
Oh,
good.
you got dinner. You got dinner.
Oh man, yep. All right, so what do you want me to look at? Supreme Ultra updates, obviously.
Yeah.
Are you on Ultra?
Yeah, see.
Oh.
You're gonna have to add that. Just go ahead and run the command, the curl command that Punk's posted, Keo.
Yeah, I'm not doing that right now. I just want to check.
Yeah,
it out.
but
Really?
you can. It'll fix it.
Really?
I'm not
It's
running
still
it.
not working, eh? That's so weird.
Just
Keo,
check
when you do that curl, send me that file before you. That's good.
Def Jam. Yeah.
on PSP.
Yeah.
All right.
That game's like $100 right now.
It's a great game. That was made with the same wrestling engine from the old N64 wrestling games, by the way. The Ukes.
And then after this live stream, I'm going to play some lovely PSP.
You guys
You
enjoying
guys
the
know
live
what
stream so
PSP
far?
stands for, right?
Everybody seems to be asking a lot of questions. I would assume so.
Oh, and I
Thanks,
definitely
gang.
wanna thank
I
my-
appreciate the love there on DevStar or
well, I definitely
Devastator.
want to thank
Sorry.
my guests for joining me today. The Memory Stick Duo has no save game. Do you want to save data? Yes.
The Tank I talked to on Reddit. He's a great dude.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks for joining, man. Make sure you guys share this video. I know it's probably going to take a day and a half to render on YouTube, but you should be able to watch it if you share the link, because you know how long it takes to render. And yeah.
I would just download it and clip out the most important parts.
No, I'm gonna leave it all up. Screw it. I mean, I'm gonna put a timestamp, on the video.
Clip out your Pi ID.
Yeah.
No, I say I just honest. I would go through it and get rid of that ID, and
Yeah, I'll fix it up.
it's not hard. Just to
Press start to button to continue. I'm pressing it.
Hit escape on the keyboard key. You might have to
I think
read.
it was one of the trigger buttons.
Yeah, you might have to redo your controls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I use the PS3 controller and you have a Xbox or a Microsoft one.
Yeah, I think it was one of my left or right.
Oh, okay. We have a Sony fanboy in here. I'm just kidding. Be like that guy. Just buy both.
I like both, man. I do have both.
The Sony fanboys, they remind me of the Preppies, and the Xbox fanboys remind me.
See,
of
we
the
all
Geezers.
don't live in our mom's basement though. That's a problem.
Twisted Chris, man, he's a Sony fanboy.
Oh.
He is. He'll tell you.
Oh yeah, he loves him some Grand Theft Auto and some Sony. All right, what button am I actually hitting here? What's going on?
That's what. Hit escape on the keyboard and reset your controls, man.
No, I figured it out. It was I have to hit the right arrow key.
Keel wants to hurry up and eat his dinner.
Got that right, because this is good. My wife takes care of me.
Keo's, you have blue eyes, Keo?
Yeah.
That guy.
Is this thing loading or what?
It should. I played it last night.
No, I'm just making sure because I can't. Okay, there it is.
Gee, you look like a burn victim, man.
That's what happened to Keo after the accident. Hey, Keo.
It said, "Do you want to continue?" Yes. Oh my gosh, dude! How many scenes are in here?
Yeah, it has a lot. Just go to exit, dude. In the menu there. Hit continue and then go to exit.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, you might have to reset your control. There you go. Map. No, he's got to change his clothes.
Oh my god, dude! Really?
No, you don't have to, Keo. Back out, man. Go to the.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know what my buttons are, so I'm just.
That's what I mean. You sometimes you got to reconfigure those.
Just back out and then go to the map. Map.
Go
pack,
to
map
the
pack.
pin there on the far left.
Okay. Well, it sounds great.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, this teaches you all the moves and stuff before you fight.
Okay, this is running really smooth.
What the fuck is that move?
I don't know. I think it's a taunt. Yeah, so.
Burn victim 1. That's so funny. It so does look like a burn.
Dude, Hungry Allows is kicking your ass, man.
I don't mean to be like, an asshole, but man, that seriously does look like a burn victim. You are right.
Oh my god. All right, here we go.
Yeah, once you reset your controls, you'll be golden, man. So
Kinda
make sure you set the escape button to the one of your pushing R3 or L3 buttons too, so you can bring up the menu. The
Yeah, I'm
the
just
PS.
kind of pressing right now to see what's going on.
Okay, well that's awesome. Everything runs good. That's all I needed to see.
Yeah, it runs really good. All right, I'll bounce out.
Sweet.
Wow, nice menu there. Everything
Yeah, it leaves your recents in there too.
cool. All right, fellas, is there any more questions before we end the live stream? That's pretty much it. I think we've had a nice little showcase here of everything that you guys needed
Well,
to
we
see.
better have. It's been 3 hours. You took up all my Call of Duty time.
Oh, whatever. Well, it's not like you can play a game anyway. You keep disconnecting.
Fuck, man. You know how many games me and fucking Wolfonodes played? Every goddamn second match disconnected.
All right, guys. So just my final thoughts. This is a really nice, impressive image. Everything's running a little bit smoother. Wolfanoz did his thing with the configurations. So yeah, if you want to download this, make sure you're using a Samsung drive or preferably SSD. I wouldn't even recommend using an SD card at this point. And remember, SD cards are more expensive if you guys are trying to use a one.
If you were to install it on a 1 terabyte SSD, you'd just be wasting your time and money.
You mean an SD, right?
SD card, yeah, you'd be wasting your time. Sorry,
Yeah,
not
and
SSD.
So 1 terabyte SD cards cost 220.
Yep.
And then you can go get a 1 terabyte one SSD
For $100.
for $100. So that's the other benefit of having an SSD compared to SD. So
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't even
forget, folks,
recommend-
you gotta update your, if you're on a current image somewhere, just follow the instructions on Punks to update your PI to the current EEPROM. So it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it doesn't take it is. It's not that difficult at all. It's very simple.
Tons of videos on YouTube too.
Perfect. All right, fellas, you guys have a good night. Catch you guys
Yeah.
later. Let me know if you have any questions. Save
Peace
this
out,
video.
everybody.
It's going to probably
Later,
take about
gang.
a day and a half or so for this video to fully render and process on YouTube. So just check it out. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Have fun, gang.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even check out all the themes you had on here.
What's that?
Oh, you got carbon. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the OG, man. You gotta have carbon there.
I mean, this image is so big, though. Look how long it takes to change a theme. So I've already changed it. Look how long it takes. So,
It'll take a few seconds.
but imagine how long this would take on an SD card.
Oh, it'll take forever.
And then somebody's going to say it's broken.
And not only that, you'd have to reboot after you change the theme because it didn't feel right.
Wow, we're live for 3 minutes, 3 hours now, 13 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.1 caddy and the drives that Keo and Punks has recommended. Tank.
Yeah. So if you're going to use this, just get an SSD. Don't even bother with an SD card.
Right.
You know, if you come running to me with some problems, talking about you got some issues with this or something's running slow.
Yeah, because Keo is master dev for Supreme. So if you need any troubleshooting, just message him.
gosh.
Keo, don't even argue, man. Adrian told you were, so you must be, right?
Oh. And Wolfonodes loves customer service. That's
Yeah.
why he's
No,
right.
I think Keo loves it more, man. Master dev here.
Yeah, Wolfonodes and level 1, they love that customer service, man.
Yeah, I worked in customer service for too long. That's my problem.
So it's taking a full minute on a SSD to change the theme.
Yeah.
Well, look, it takes changing a theme takes as long as it cycles through all the systems.
Dang. I know
There you
that,
go.
but I'm just saying, look how long it takes on an SSD though. Imagine it's on a standard SD, man. I
Fucking
just
1
don't
hour.
know.
That's the problem with this theme, though. It doesn't have everything.
Oh, that's a
That's
D
fine.
minus right there. I don't like that.
Well, that's why I don't
bullshit.
use it. It's there, but I don't use it.
I'm just kidding, man.
Oh.
Who cares if it's missing?
It's a D minus.
City Heights.
Yeah, the slick ones have everything, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Is Supreme Space in there?
I don't.
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Well, I already changed it, so
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, the slick themes are nice because they're pretty.
Whoa.
Thanks, Carnitas. I call Quesadilla Padilla Carnitas.
That's a cool guy, man.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of great guys in the community.
There's a few bad apples, but those are everywhere. Magnus is a good dude too.
Yeah, he's awesome. Mad Little Pixel, they're all awesome guys in the group.
Yep,
Oh,
all good people. That's another person that doesn't bullshit people is Pixel.
Yeah, he's super honest with his reviews too. It's awesome. He's not this is so awesome, guys. The fucking thing's glitching. He's not like that type of reviewer. If something's broken, he's like, yeah, don't buy this shit. It's broken.
Yeah, he'll tell you. Even if he gets it for free, he'll tell you it's broken or if it's shit.
Yep.
Well,
And that's
what
awesome,
YouTube
man.
was about back in the day. Oh, finally. So it took 2 minutes for it to change.
Well, it's got a lot of themes and stuff in there too. So that one does. It wouldn't take no time at all if it didn't have a lot in it.
If you
I
hide
know,
your
I'm just
collection,
saying,
if you hide your collections, I guarantee you it'd load up a lot faster.
Oh,
too.
it would. It still loads pretty fast at the start, though.
I'm just putting it out there because I know somebody's going to use an SD card and they're going to reboot their Pi saying it froze up on me.
Yep.
And
100%.
that's gonna frustrate them. And this is the fastest SSD you guys can get standard with 1,000 gigabyte read and write. So it was not writing anything but write speed. So even if you were using a USB thumb drive that was 1 terabyte, it would be half the time because those have about 450 gigabyte read speed. So that's something else to keep in mind. But again, guys, this is Keel Dykin signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll probably be back on tomorrow or some other time. Make sure you guys
I
hit
want
that
to see it
notification
tracked.
bell.
I want to see Pegasus. I want to see the marquee. Come on, Keo.
Attract and Pegasus are there. I didn't set them up though, so people are gonna have to do that. There's a D- right there. But
no, but the thing is though, because it's on the Supreme build, it automatically syncs all your data over, right? So that's pretty freaking sweet.
Oh my god, dude, where's the option menu?
Yeah, see, me personally, I would hide all those Oh, Keel's gonna treat us quickly, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna boot over really quick.
I didn't really play with those, so they're there in case people want to set them up. If there's anything they need to set up, I'm not a fan of either one.
Yeah, and I think Wolfonodes added you have what, like 40 splash screens on here?
But roughly
30? Yeah,
about 40.
Damn,
that's a lot of splash screens, man.
They're all on random right now too. So
you know what's crazy? Attract mode actually might run faster on an SSD than it will on an SD card too. Because it's really media intensive, right? Attract mode is something that people like to put on their arcade units. What's going on here? What's it say? Is it frozen?
So it should change and reboot.
Yeah,
no,
you're still there.
This long, though. Yeah, I'm still here. It shouldn't take this long though. So
No,
this
it
could
should
typically happen if you have another device plugged into the USB 3.0 slot at the same time, but right now I don't. So this is pretty strange.
You hit escape a few times or hit enter a few times?
No, I haven't touched anything. Why is it looking for an SD card?
Is that what it says?
It says fail to open device SD card. Command line 371A0010.
Never seen that. Never seen that before. Never seen that error.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go eat. We'll take a look at this later. Peace. Catch you guys later.